Sneaking your cards around.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Secret Hitler.
Alright, let's try this one more time. And hopefully the computer won't be a piece of shit.
And we're back.
And we're back. Welcome back, everybody.
Don't you know?
Yeah. So I had. No, you think I was going to go into the Merrick voice?
I don't know. We did
3.
for a second.
Chris Tabletop Gamer Crew, no worries, thank you. I know you gotta go, but we do VOD our streams, so you guys you'll be able to catch that later. And thank you very much for the bits as well, much appreciated.
No, it's more.
And we're back, tentatively. See how it goes.
So far.
His like his little like.
We'll see how it goes.
Unique New York. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Murder the most melons.
Ma. I love scotch. Scotch in my belly.
So, alright then. So you guys all retired back to the... which place did you
Galloping
stay at? The Galloping...
Yes.
Not dancing dog.
The Galloping
No,
horse.
it's the Galloping
Assuming we're
horse.
staying in the same place we're staying all along.
Yeah, the Galloping
The dancing dog was where we drank.
Yes. For the evening, so we come to that point in the campaign where you have like 5 days left, and we say, do you want to do anything with those 5 days, or do you want to pass the week just doing menial tasks and eating and sleeping?
I think,
Menial tasks?
yeah, once again, Pip is very happy to lay low, drink some beer in the evenings, maybe tinker a bit during the day,
Okay.
stick around close to his friends so he doesn't get singled out and blow darted again.
I'm going to do my carpentry job and just wear a big tool belt and hammer on things, measure stuff, making Maker knows.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay, so
We could just all sit on one side of the table for
Yeah, we can get comfy over here. You'd be very 2D.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Who bought these cameras?
God damn it, Aaron! These cameras.
Aaron!
And always you. Technically, it's just the
Aaron, I'm throwing something at you. It's going to take a while to get to California, but when it gets there, God help you.
My
Yeah,
bad.
Kyle, that's what we're gonna try to do. Is I'm gonna go back to the editor, and I'm gonna
Throw hard, he says.
make a new scene.
Oh, you know I will.
And we're just gonna call that scene
Broken camera.
one camera. So Adam figures out what the hell is going on.
4 players, 1 camera.
Oh
No.
And we all got that reference.
Yep. Yeah, we did.
Oh, the internet is
The
part of
worst.
pop culture now.
The internet is.
It is.
It is.
It is. Ah, goodness.
Where's my
And
little dude?
we will
Dude did.
be loved. It's a song.
I think it's and you will.
Hi, we're all
And
sideways.
she will. Wow!
Whoa!
So first things first.
Those are my hands.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Oh!
It's time for home videos.
Hey.
We're just gonna do a holler back moment
Get the
to
screen.
session 0.
That's right.
And we are all holler back girls.
Quick holler back girl.
It's bananas.
BANANAS.
Yeah.
See, we're all holler back girls.
So happy.
Oh wait, no. Does that mean we're not holler back girls? Because we all know that.
Ain't no.
Ain't no.
We ain't no.
And that's holla.
Holler.
Yeah, you're enunciating
with
too
a
much.
U.
Holler.
Stop enunciating so
Holler
much.
back girl.
Holler.
Holler back girl.
A holler
Dollar back
back. Holler bake girls? Do they holler back at you? Is that what happens?
Oh my gosh.
My name is Slapchick. I will guide you across the ice. There's a future
Okay.
NPC for you, Adam.
Let's
try
that.
Free.
Yeah, there's a free NPC for you.
Don't say I never did anything for you.
I'm really struggling.
Okay,
Her coat back
so
on.
let's
it.
do that.
Okay, so
You make a quick
A
exit.
little bit more.
What?
so the head
Gotta make a
doesn't
quick
cut
exit.
off.
No, it's cold in here.
It's cold in here. All right, well, we'll do that.
We'll
do that for now.
It's so cold.
Yay.
I'm gonna put my jacket on.
Now I'm gonna have
There
to
it is.
relearn all my camera cues.
I know.
Camera 2? Which one? Damn it.
You're gonna be looking up at those
Yeah.
cameras, and nobody's gonna be able to see.
All my Jim from
Hey,
the Office
guys.
moments, I'll have to like.
I need that camera left,
yeah,
camera
that one
right.
got my good angle.
Sure.
So it's like, now it's getting
Okay.
crappy angles.
So
We just gotta do the really good Chippos for like. Can you believe this shit?
All right. Well,
White people, am I right?
I mean, look at us go.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Hollerback girls.
That's our party name. For the Hollerback.
well, this is so.
HBG.
I got a message, and this is episode 4, but it's session 3 because the first episode was our session 0, so this is the 3rd actual session of real gameplay. So, getting cold in here. So put on all your coats.
Yes, thank you for taking my reference and going all the way with it.
Okay, so you lay low for the rest of the week.
Indeed.
Technical difficulties today. I don't know what the hell's up with that, but yeah, you lay low for the rest of the week. Doing some menial tasks. You earn your money from doing your carpentering.
Is that a gold a day kind of a deal? Or were you gonna?
Yes.
You were gonna.
I believe that's
I
what
am
we went
trying to
with.
set up more traps.
Yeah, that's what it was the first time.
And
Yeah, I think it was a gold a day. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the answer.
Oh yeah. Did you want to
Yay.
try to set up more traps to?
I am trying to go like every day out there and set up
Oh,
traps closer to the
God.
city. To get it's just like get smaller.
For the
critters.
forest.
Okay, because I was like, I just established I wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's like, we're gonna wander back into the woods.
So, all right. So, are you going out? Are you going out by yourself, or are you going to try to convince Calypso
I
to go
mean,
with
unless
you?
she wants to. I am
I'll
still
go.
gonna go set up some traps and come back and then pick them up later.
I'll go.
See if I can make any change. Maybe get my
What's that?
gloves that I've been wanting to get.
We don't go quite so far in.
Yeah, no.
Probably.
Gotcha.
Just
on
on
the
edge.
outside.
Okay.
Yeah, raccoons.
And if I get that tingly feeling,
We're just running.
Run.
we just run.
Back to the
Bounce.
city.
Holler, girl.
It's really more like a Scooby Doo kind of a thing. I picture.
Oh yeah, like knees in the air.
Let's take off.
So, all right. So, yeah, you pass the remainder of your week with relative ease. You earn your gold a day doing your carpentry.
Yeah.
Pip, if you were hanging out in the tinkerer's shop for the majority of the remainder of your days there, you can earn a gold a day.
I'll take 4.
Going
Pip
as
took
well.
a day off.
Okay. Maybe went to the forest with them one of those days.
Yeah, sure.
Just roll on Shabbos.
And then, are you trying to catch things for yourself to eat, or are you trying to sell them?
I'm trying to sell.
Okay.
I mean, we already have food
stuff.
provided for, right? With the
Yeah.
inn and stuff.
Right.
So you catch something on 3 of the days,
Cool.
actually. You catch 2 rabbits and a raccoon. You're able to get, we'll say, gold each for them if you're trying to sell them off somewhere. Yeah. Is there anything else that you're doing in any of your downtime?
One of the days, I would probably try to see if I could find that temple. That the guy at the Temple of Cord.
How are you going to go about doing that?
I would probably cast disguise self again so that I look like the little mousy lady.
Okay.
And then go towards a different temple.
Okay.
So not Cord. Probably somebody who's a little more like chaotic
Okay.
than Cord.
Let's see, who are they likely to have
You
this
know.
time? It's a pretty big city.
You know.
You know,
It's a pretty big
them
city.
chaotic deities.
Let's
You know.
see.
Something edgy.
I mean, Court is chaotic. Court's
Something
chaotic good.
Is he?
Yeah, he's chaotic good.
he's all about the fight.
I know what that is.
Oladamara might be good.
Sure. I'll go with, like,
She's a trickery domain.
yeah, I'd go
chaotic neutral.
probably like near her temple,
Okay.
and then just kind of wait until I saw someone coming out and show them my holy symbol and ask if they knew where I could find the temple to this deity.
Unsolicited holy symbol, huh?
Yeah. So they just stop and they look at you a bit confused and I'm sorry, I don't recognize that symbol.
Have you ever heard of Lyra?
Ah. The rival, I suppose, of Oladamara. Not in a fun way. They both enjoy their pranks, as it were. Neither strays to the path of evil, but they have fun with each other when they can. I mean, I'm familiar with the existence, but I've not seen the symbol before. Why do you ask?
Well, I was just wondering if she had a temple in this city,
If she
a
does,
place of worship.
if she does, I certainly wouldn't know where to find it. I'm not sure that anyone would tell you outright, even if they did. From what little I understand, she expects her followers to kind of find their own way through the mists, as it were.
Of course.
Sorry, I couldn't be of more help.
That's
but
okay. You've been very helpful. Thank you. And then I walk away.
Have a nice day.
And then after all of that, I would just go in my book and see if there's any writing or anything in it.
Okay. There is a passage.
Okay.
I'm just trying to come up with really quickly in my head what it says.
Yeah.
Darkened alleys in the light of day. Not even fires can keep her mists at bay. Search and you will find. That's it.
The way?
No,
Dang it.
no, that's it.
Cool. Can I go at some point back to the alley that we found Pip in?
Sure. You're pretty sure you can find your way back to it.
Yeah, I want to go back there and just kind of see if there's anything there. And then if there's not,
Some remnants of white paint on the
that's
ground, but that's it, yeah.
I just want to take out my, and I would probably do this early in the 5 days, take out like some paint or something, or ink. I have a forgery kit, something, and just find like a little corner of the alley and just paint that symbol, the triangle with the swirly stuff in it, and just leave it there, and then I'd come back in a couple days to see if there's something there.
Do you have any points in religion?
Yes.
Roll a religion check for me.
8.
And roll a persuasion check for me.
That's a little bit.
Nope.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, but that's a 12. Wait. Yes.
12, okay. As you paint the symbol, the ink stays there for a moment, and then just kind of soaks into the brick and disappears.
Okay. Cool. That's all.
Okay. And then you said you're going to go back
A couple days later.
a couple days later.
Yeah.
Nothing in the alley. Nothing happening.
Spooky alley.
Spooky. Yeah, so nothing happens there. Alright. Anything specific from anybody else before we advance timeline?
Nope.
Okay. So the king, the day before you were supposed to depart, sends a messenger to the hotel to summon you back for one last meeting before your departure, just to kind of check in with everybody and, again, just go over the details and everything. Does everybody go back up, or are you sending like one person as a representative? What are you guys doing?
I will for everybody.
I'll go.
Pip is not going to miss an opportunity for another royal brunch. Whether or not it was mentioned,
Bread.
there's always a potential.
There's always potential for food.
We just want more bread.
The bread was so good.
It was great bread.
So you guys all head back up to the castle. You show your papers. They lead you in and take you back to the same room where you've had the majority of your meetings with the king so far. He does have some general food laid out on the table, not like a full meal, but hors d'oeuvres,
It's all over it.
Yeah.
breads, wines,
Bread.
things along those lines.
I heard
Wines.
yes.
Weird wine.
It's more about the bread.
He's heard of your liking, your like for Crag Mountain Ale, so there's a little bit of that
Sweet.
set out.
Pip's definitely
What a
getting
guy.
Just a
Pip's
pitch.
definitely getting his morning buzz on.
So he brings you in and he sits you down and just kind of goes over a general discussion with you and reminds you that the real prize, the real reward for doing this is the 1,000 gold upon the safe return of my daughter. Remember that the papers that I've given you will only allow you free food and lodging while you're within my kingdom. The 150 gold is to prepare yourselves and to pay for your expenses while you are in Julukar, the nation of Juklin. On your way to Julukar, as it were. So my papers will do you no good there. I could give recommendations, but that would kind of tip my hand. If the situation were to arise and you start flashing papers that I've given you free room and board and the princess is nearby, it's kind of a giveaway. So, if you have any lingering questions, your departure is tomorrow. Now would be the time.
So
You had a thought before, but I can't remember what it is now.
So we're
Something about
taking the
the
same vessel across the sea as your daughter, correct?
Right,
Yes.
we had that whole discussion.
How big is this vessel?
It is a rather large, kind of a cruising vessel, as it were. It's meant for the transportation of people and largely amount of people and supplies for those people for the duration of the journey, and perhaps a couple of additional trade items. It's not a trade ship or a war ship, though it does have some arms to protect itself. There are still pirates in the world, after all.
And are we expecting a full roster? There's a word that Pip can't think of.
Yes, the ship is usually not quite all the way to capacity, but most of the way to capacity for most of its voyages. It's one of two ships, really, that transports large quantities of people back and forth between our nations. And it is a common journey, scheduled often well ahead of time. Hoping that you would take on the quest, the job, as it were. I did take the liberty of putting your names on the manifest so that you would be secured for your rooms, should you take the job.
We were curious about the disposition of the princess. Is she willful? Is she dedicated to her path in life? Is she resentful of her position? Or just
No,
we don't know
she-
much about the young lady.
She is, who truly knows the mind of a princess? She, for all it seems, she's a strong-willed woman. she's shown no resentment that I've seen. She loves the city and its people, as far as I can tell.
Well, does she see this outing as a chance to see more of her empire of the world, or her chance to get away from the life she's been leading?
She expressed to me that it was mostly a matter of exploring the world and learning what it is to not only be a princess, but to be one of the people out in the world. Of my many children, there are only a few who do not have any machinations toward the throne. Only a few have expressed that they just don't want it whatsoever. The rest of them have all, in some way or another, expressed an interest in having the crown one day. And as my nation is one where, at least since I've taken over, the crown will be passed solely on merit rather than line of succession, any of them could rise to be the ruling king or queen. So, as far as I know, she still wants that title in the future. This is just a way for her to experience the world and get some more knowledge under her belt.
Did we establish that she's in the lead? She's the crown princess at the moment, or
no?
She's just a princess.
There is no crown prince or princess.
But there's nobody like she's not like at the head of the pack, so to speak, or anything. That hasn't been implied.
No.
She's just
at least not that anyone knows.
Nothing implicitly said.
Yeah.
Okay.
What can you tell us about her traveling companion?
Tell us the handmaiden's tale.
You, sir, are fired from this job. Return your money and be on your way.
This is what I'm here for.
Yes, her handmaiden. I don't believe I told you guys a name previously, did I?
No.
It's just her handmaiden.
Yeah.
So that they were close.
Yes, her handmaiden, Hildebrun.
Oh.
What a killer name.
Is she...
She wears, like,
I say
braided
that my
buns.
immediate image was a young Frankenstein. Yeah. What nice knockers. Thank you. Hildebrun. That's who I thought of.
Yes, her handmaiden, Hildebrun.
Hildebrun?
Hildebrun.
Von Bildebrun.
Hildebrun Korvac. She's as friendly and attentive as they come as far as handmaidens go.
Korvac?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. Spelled as it sounds. She's as friendly and as good of a handmaiden as they come. She is attentive to the princess's needs. She doesn't really question authority, which has its ups and downs, pluses and minuses, as it were. But she is loyal. She's been with the family for quite some time.
Is she, battle seasoned at all?
To my knowledge, no, unless you count dodging biscuits from the waitstaff.
Was she similar in age to the princess, or is she...
She's slightly older, but not by much.
Like his age?
No. She is in her early 30s.
Early 30s.
Oh, that's about how old you are, right?
You're gonna let that one slide. Wait, I tell you.
She is, as far as I can tell, friends as well as dedicated to the princess. As I've expressed before, I'm unsure of her willingness to cooperate in your detail. She may, if you choose to confide in her, just I cannot guarantee that she won't tell the princess.
Sure.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
plan B for sure.
Yeah.
Next question. You have any more ale?
You don't leave until tomorrow, so certainly.
What if we were leaving today? You wouldn't have any more ale?
If you were leaving today, I would not provide you with any more ale so that you would be sober in order to protect my daughter.
I'll keep him in check.
Sketch there.
But yeah, they bring out some more ale.
Oh, bummer.
He's got his pitcher.
Great.
You have a little something.
And DM question: how long was the because we're teleporting to Port Royal and then getting on a ship, and how long is that ship ride again?
1.5 to 2 months, depending on the winds.
Cool.
We're gonna have fun in that ship.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I've never been on a ship. I'm probably gonna be puking my brains out.
We took
all
the ship
Except for the time that we took the
Oh, we
ship to get
did
here.
take a ship here.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Maybe I was puking my brains out.
So you had
there.
such a bad time, you just blocked it out of your memory.
That's like
And
the
the-
same time that I was like,
and
we've
the-
never been to Julikar.
And and from the time that you arrived in Grossolis and then took a ship over there, that time as well.
Mushrooms.
She's got.
I was in space this whole
She
time.
spent a month gathering mushrooms before the voyage.
See, it makes me nervous.
And that was only like a week ago to her.
Yeah. So yeah, so they bring out more Crag Mountain Ale. You guys can enjoy the food for a while, but around 1 o'clock-ish, he does begin to usher you out as the princess will be coming for food and things of that nature soon, and he doesn't want her to see you in his presence.
The one person
Have we seen her at a distance or anything yet?
Paintings on the
Oh,
wall.
the paintings. Okay, yeah. All right.
We don't know what Hildebrand looks like though.
But they'll be together.
She'll be the one traveling with the princess.
Thank you, King.
Just like as a general description, just in case.
She has very thick brown hair, bright, happy green eyes, friendly demeanor. She does have a bit of weight to her. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
She a human?
yes.
You've all got weight to you, from my eyes.
Fair point. Fair point.
Technically, we all have weight.
Sure, but if we're talking comparatively, you know what?
Yeah, you're small.
Whatever.
We get it.
So yeah. So and then he'll answer any additional questions that you guys have. And then he'll see you on your way shortly after midday. Then you guys
Except satisfied.
can pass the remainder of your day and evening.
So, we say at dinner. I assume we can have dinner at the Galloping Horse.
It does have the small
Sure.
diner area downstairs.
Alright, so do we want to talk about some overarching general strategies or baselines or rules that we should talk about on how we're going to accomplish this? Because, I mean, I feel like it goes without saying, but it might be good to say. And we want to avoid contact with the princess if at all possible, right?
Yes.
Okay. And with the handmaiden, correct? Right? Even if they have some really good bread and or Crag Mountain Ale, we are not to involve ourselves with their persons in any way.
Yeah.
As much as
That is correct.
possible, right?
Okay. Anything else?
We're not supposed
Are
to-
we taking
Don't let 'em
shifts
die?
or turns at night?
I don't know that we need to have them in our sights at all times. Not in general. If things get hairy, maybe. But
Do you know how far away are we in the ship, like our sleeping quarters?
don't know that.
We're not going to know
That's
until we
fair.
actually board, most likely.
Sure.
I think the general idea is just going to be keeping an eye on the princess, so rotating shifts of monitoring, And hopefully, if she does recognize any of us over the length of the journey, we can play it off that we are traveling incidentally in the same direction.
And we don't know.
Sure, yeah, I think
Each
it'll be
other.
easy on the vessel itself anyway. She wouldn't think anything of seeing us several times because we're all in
Yeah.
the same boat.
Well,
It'll be
again,
once we
true.
hit Julakar that things might have to shift, or we might have to play our cards a little differently.
Well,
and again,
And-
to re-familiarize, because it's been about a month since we had the session where we talked about it. This whole journey is a very common voyage.
Right, yeah. yeah
From Port Royal onto the ship, into Juklian, and all the way up to Julakar
right.
is a very common path for large groups of people to go, with people breaking off wherever they need to. It's kind of like just a very big caravan from Port Royal all the way to Julakar, losing and gaining people as it goes.
Gotcha.
So it's not uncommon for the same people to be in the same group. He expressed that he thought the biggest challenge would be once you got to Julakar
Right.
and any outlying areas that the princess chooses to visit.
Right.
And as far as her itinerary goes, that's all that we know for sure is that she's going to Julakar. But there's
And
a
she's supposed to stay there
presumption.
for like a month.
There is a presumption that there
2
will
months.
possibly be other places that she wants to visit. Is that right?
Yeah. I think so.
we will need some sort of story as to why we're headed there, since this is a larger caravan, but if she does happen to interact with our group against our better judgment,
No, I'm not gonna
We
lie. I'm
need-
just gonna say I'm trying to find my mentor.
well,
We
Into that
are
story.
we are a band of
That's the truth.
traveling mimes.
which one of us is going to tell her that?
Can you-
or
Can you mime? Can you do that?
No,
Well,
We're
maybe that's not the
Mimes
best
in
line.
training.
maybe not. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Maybe we're going there to go to
To
mime
learn how to
school.
mime.
Or
Mm,
our group is
no.
no.
requested in Julakar to consult for a potential contract.
What contract?
We're unsure. Just that it requires a diverse background and some
We
experience.
contract as a group, but we don't know each other, right?
They don't
No,
know
I think-
that.
I think we
do.
that'll be hard to play off if we. I think in the fiction we know each other.
Yes, since we do
In
know
fact,
each other.
and
Know
and
each
we'll be
other, and we'll be
interacting
together.
very
Yes.
much so. I think
So-
that's fine.
We were requested by a trade guild. Do they have guilds in Julakar?
I don't know
I don't
anything
know.
about. Does anybody know anything
We just
about
came
Juklian?
from there, right?
Yeah.
Would we know?
Wherein
like,
you won a contest.
Right.
We could,
yes,
yes, maybe we could
yes,
say
but also I wouldn't have been like examining their mercantile
But
style.
if
I mean,
she does talk to us, could we just say that we're going back because we're on a victory tour from the contest that we won?
we have a book
We have
signing.
been,
We have a
and
book
now
signing.
we have to go back. Maybe we're
Speaking
competing in
tour.
another contest,
Right.
defending our title.
and then how? So we'll have to explain coming back too.
We won.
And
Go
now
us.
we're making the same tour again.
Yes. It's an option.
I feel like we'll be all right. We'll play it by ear. That always works out for me.
Does it? It's not there anymore. You're good. I know. I mean, worst case scenario, I can look like somebody else. if
I was
need
just
to.
gonna say that.
You can do that too?
No, you.
Oh, but you can look
You
like a
can be
dog or
this-
something, right?
Wow.
Not yet.
Harsh.
Well, not like
Not
She
yet.
didn't mean
not like
it.
she could turn into a dog.
Only
Okay,
when I'm
well, maybe
attacking
be a little
things.
bit more clear.
Only for attack purposes.
Oh,
I go.
yeah. You did that. You
Yeah, I
killed some
did
nasty skeletons doing that.
Yeah. Did I kill any stuff? I think
You
they mostly
injured.
almost
You
killed
did.
me.
Well, you and me both, girl.
Well, friends,
So-
I'm satisfied with our rock solid alibi and plan. And
We can
personas.
Work
So
on going forward.
yeah,
With
it's
contest
fine.
yeah.
winners. When in doubt, just say we're famous. It'll work.
Okay,
Why not we just backpacking?
we're backpacking through Juklian like all teenagers do in their gap year.
Studying abroad.
thing.
Ooh.
Be impressed. Ranger.
Well,
magic.
what time are we supposed to go through the portal?
Probably early.
Early?
How early?
Talking about when the portal opens?
Yeah.
Is that the question you're asking? It opens about 10 o'clock in the morning.
No.
It's the scheduled
Not that
opening.
That's early, but
Right. And we should probably get there a little bit early so that we can find the princess. Make sure we know
Make some visual.
whereabouts she is.
yeah, that's fair.
Visual contact. Great.
And how?
Okay, well,
How'd you like those hand pies?
I haven't eaten them yet. Figured.
You?
What?
Wow.
Are you on a
How
diet?
many days has it
No,
been?
Impressive.
no, it's been 4 days.
Are they still good?
They're gonna get moldy inside.
They're not gonna get. I'm
Yeah.
keeping an eye on them. I just, I couldn't bring myself to. I was thinking they would be a good snack for the road.
You're not wrong. Ooh, we should get some more of those quesadillas before we go. On the way to the portal.
I'm thinking about partying with my flatfish.
You still have that flatfish?
We
Is that
should
what I've
do-
been smelling this
we
whole time?
should
I
do-
thought it was Noel. I didn't want to say anything.
Doesn't smell
The
that
management
bad.
was complaining about the smell. I told them I didn't know what it was.
You never know when you need a distraction like that.
Well, that's
been
been a
distracting this whole time,
Yeah.
We should give it like a
That might have been.
fire burial.
That might have attracted the undead.
Yeah. They wouldn't
It does
eat
smell-
something that
Think
smells
that
like
that's how
that.
it
It
works.
smells bad enough to wake the dead.
Alright, there it is. There it is. Alright, well,
Throw
Pip's
it at
going to
you.
bed. Night, y'all.
Yes. Good night.
Good night.
Alright, so everybody's going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Calypso,
Oh god.
you go to your room. You're getting ready to go to bed.
Uh-huh.
You blow out your candle.
Uh-huh.
You lay down, and you notice that the candle is still smoking
Uh-huh.
when it should have stopped,
Uh-huh.
and the smoke is veering off to one direction, even though you don't feel any wind in your room.
Which direction is it going?
Another adventure.
Toward your door.
Towards my door.
Yes.
Okay. I'll follow it.
So I mean, the smoke doesn't reach the door.
Uh-huh.
It's just coming up from the candle, and it's kind of going
Blowing
toward
down.
the
Going
door.
towards the door.
Yes.
They're gonna go the opposite way.
Okay. Can I try to kind of reach out and like touch the smoke?
Just feels like smoke. Like, I mean, just an absence of, it's like air. You don't feel a breeze guiding the smoke at all. It's just coming up from the candle,
I'm going towards the
drifting
door.
towards the door.
Okay. I'm gonna wait until I think that everyone is like been in the room for an hour or so.
Okay.
And then I'll get up and I'll open my door and look out. And is there anyone in the hallway?
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna go downstairs.
Okay.
Unless I'm on the first floor.
No,
I'm
you're
on the first floor.
You're on the second floor.
Yeah, that's a rule now.
Go downstairs to the basement.
I mean, you don't see the smoke
No.
anymore. Because you didn't take the candle with you.
Sure, I did.
You got that there dark vision though.
I think it was.
I know.
I think it was implied, but you didn't really say it. So.
Okay. Well, if I do have the candle with me, is there still smoke around it?
Yeah. So you take the candle with you.
Okay.
If I can get the candle, realizing that there's no smoke to follow anymore.
Uh-huh.
And it points towards the way down the hallway that would take you down the stairs.
Okay, follow it.
Okay, as you follow it out through the building, it kind of guides you out. You're just walking through holding this candle in a holder.
Yeah.
And the smoke leads you out of the front of the building, and it's
Just
just
taking me to my alleyway.
pointing off down the commerce curve.
Okay, I'm gonna follow it.
All right, so you follow this smoke for...
And before I left my room, well, probably not before I left my room. At the first moment that I have where I can look around and know that no one is looking, like in a private alley or...
So you would have to duck into an alley.
Yeah, I'll duck into an alley and cast Disguise Self on myself again.
Okay. So you disguise self. You're traveling for... How long does that last?
Disguise Self?
Yeah.
An hour.
An hour, okay. So you're going to have to cast it probably one more time. But you are following this smoke for about an hour. And it's taking you down the main road, through some alleyways, connected alleyways, and then you come to a stop in a dead-end alleyway.
Okay.
And the smoke just drifts straight up in the air again, leans forward toward the wall, and then just stops smoking.
Okay. Can I go put my hand on the wall?
Yeah.
Is it solid?
Feels like cold stone to the touch.
Okay. Okay, I want to kind of look around. There's no one around.
No one around?
Okay, I'm going to sit down.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out my book and open it and put it in my lap and just kind of close my eyes and think about the mists in the forest when I was a kid, and think in my brain, not out loud, but I'll just kind of say, Lyra, are you here? And just wait, see if anything happens.
Okay. Eyes still closed?
No, I'll say that in my head, and then I'll open my eyes and kind of look around.
Okay. The alleyway is slightly filled with mist. Not enough to obscure vision, but there's definitely a presence of mist there. The page that you had your book open to is not the same page that it's on. It's turned back to some of your earlier writings that you had received, where there was a passage about how, though she may hide in the mist, she expects her followers will never hide from her.
Okay. I'll drop the illusion.
Okay. A denser mist forms close to the wall.
Okay. I'll kind of go up to the mists and try to stand like in them and put my hand on the wall again.
You do not feel a wall. No cold stone.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
Did I maybe went to the potty and then I saw her walking out and like just followed a safe distance because she was like walking out in the middle of the night?
I'll give you like
Roll a percentile for potty time.
like a 5% chance. If you roll below a 5%,
Roll for potty break?
then yes. No,
Okay.
you got an 82. So no. But yes, there's no. You do not feel
So
the same cold stone.
Yeah.
I will
I have two
Do you want
actions.
one of these
try
in
to
return?
stick my hand through.
There's
Cucumber
nothing
or lemon?
blocking your path.
I'm going to step through the wall.
Okay.
Wait, I haven't had the lemon.
You step through and you find you're not in a room. You're just in a kind of a void of mist.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel. You feel weightless. Just kind of like you're just
Safeway, actually.
in an open air void, but with mist swirling around you as far as you can see.
Just going to kind of like spin around for a second. And then I am going to cast Thaumaturgy to make my voice really loud and say, hello? Is anybody there?
You've completed the first of your trials, child. Return back to your realm. You know how to find me now.
Thank you, Mother. And then I'll just back up, back into the alleyway again.
And you're just standing in an open alley, no mist. Your candle's sitting there on the ground.
Pick up my candle. I'm not going to cast Disguise Self. I'll just walk back to the inn, kind of in a daze.
Roll a perception check retroactively to see if you can remember how you got back because you were concentrating on the smoke to find your way here.
It's nighttime.
Perception?
Yeah.
That's low.
Perception 13. It's not that bad. Above average.
You were going for a 10, so you're fine.
Great.
Yeah, so it takes you about an hour to get back as well. But yeah, you make it back to the inn.
Awesome.
What color tiefling were you again?
Purple.
Purple. For some reason, I'm remembering I was picturing you white.
Purple. No.
Purple.
I have like lavender, almost kind of whitish hair.
Lavender hair with dark gray eyes.
Most
dark,
of the time.
dusty gray violet skin.
Mm-hmm. That's me.
Sidebar, you rolled 3 6s today.
That was a 9. That was a 6. Oh, so that wasn't a 13.
Oh,
I thought
My
I
bad.
looked at a 9.
I was not trying to put
No,
Was
you on
it?
the
Oh,
spot.
no, wasn't it? I thought it was a
No,
9.
I'm sorry, that was a 6 because it was definitely
It
sitting.
was this way?
But that
it
means
was
you
sitting
were-
like this.
But
or
that means you were
the
only
9
3
was
points
facing
lower,
you.
which is still a 10.
Okay,
So
so
you're
I got a
fine.
10. My bad.
So-
I know how to read numbers.
So you got there.
But also-
You got exactly the number that you needed.
Oops.
But also
That's my
tiefling
bad.
rolling
Cheat
3
days.
6s.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
trying to do that.
Tieflings rolling 3
Yeah.
6s.
Yeah, that's all.
So
Got it.
Put thine devil horns to the sky. Can I get a double horns in the chat?
I don't have the chat open on my phone because I'm waiting to play
Oh, it's all good.
musics maybe.
Music's maybe.
Yeah. So, so anything else from the night before you guys head into the morning? No. Okay.
I went potty and I didn't see anything, I guess.
Nope. Especially because the rooms that you're in, you have your own private little
Oh.
So
She pees outside.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, it's-
she goes out.
Duh.
She goes out to pee by the horses.
That's canon now.
Yeah. She
I just thought that
she
because I
knocks
was
on
the
Noel's
first level,
door
that
and
the
borrows his
crafty things.
shovel and then
And then
goes
she
out.
goes down, digs a hole,
Yep.
lifts a leg, and
There it
then
is. That's our girl.
All right, so morning comes. You feel refreshed and enlightened, even though you were out and awake later than you usually are. Morning comes. Remember to pick your spells for those of you that have to choose your spells. So you might have to refer to the... Because you have 2 slots per day, so you'll need to look up how many spells you get to
Yeah.
I
pick
got
per
my
day.
spells here.
But how many spells you get to pick? How many you can have memorized?
you
I
can
thought it
prepare a different amount
Than
than
you
how
can
many you can
cast.
cast. And it's more. I think
Right,
druids,
yes.
it's like you either can
Your-
prepare 4 or you can prepare 5.
It's your level plus your wisdom modifier.
Right? Yeah. So whatever your wisdom modifier is, which is for
4?
Yeah, so you get
yes,
you can prepare.
you can
5.
choose 5 spells.
And then from there, you only use
You can
3,
only cast 2 of those, plus any of your
Cantrips.
Yeah.
yes cantrips.
But those are kind of crappy, so.
So your Savage Strike is a cantrip, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Primal
That's
Savagery.
Primal
That's pretty
Savagery,
good.
so-
The Druid Craft, I can
Yeah.
grow daisies.
Shillelagh's
Yeah.
a good one too.
Yeah. So
Shillelagh.
So morning comes. I presume you all get together and have breakfast and prepare for your day to set off. How early are you getting there to get in the line?
I would say 8:30.
Yeah.
Because vendors and stuff like that are already starting to line up
Yeah,
when you get there.
and we said we
So-
wanted to get there early so that we could try to keep an eye out for
Now, are you going to try to...
Eleonora. What's her name?
Eleonora?
Eleonora.
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 Are they allowing is it kind of like people are like positioning and then like they have like baggage trains essentially? It's like, well, I mean like if we get in line, could somebody leave and then come back and remain in line with that group? I mean,
How strict is the portal
They're pretty
administration?
tight about it here, especially being the capital of this nation. Security is pretty tight. There are... You go in, you show your papers, and you go into the internal structure,
okay,
fenced in, like the kind of gated-in structure. It's open to the sky,
right.
but you go into this gated-in structure, and you are formed into, your line or your group or whatever, your section. Boarding Zone C kind of thing. But you can get out. They have, latrines and stuff like that set up inside so that you don't have to leave the whole area and then show your papers to come back in.
But basically, we can mix in that area, but when they actually are going to do it, we have to group back up. It's not like a line that we have to get into.
Yes, but if none of your people are in your line spot, then your line spot is gone and you're back in the line.
So as long as somebody's there.
Yes.
Okay.
As long as one representative from your group is present, then your spot in the line is reserved.
Dope. Okay.
So maybe we should do groups of 2 and kind of 2 in the line, 2 mingling, and
I think,
try to keep an eye out for.
yeah, 2 of us remaining here and holding our position, and then, yeah, do a little reconnaissance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll be gone. Go a wandering.
So, yeah, so how are you guys managing that? What do you guys...
I think I'll go with you, since I can be a little stealthy if needed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you need some help with that?
No.
Are you sure? And I'll cast Blessing of the Trickster on him.
What?
I'm gonna cast Blessing of the Trickster on him. It's advantage on stealth.
That works for me.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Because I can.
It's just a bit of a squinted eyes at you as, yeah. Because I'm sure I can feel some sort of, is there any sort of a, like, is that something like you get, like a noticeable,
I like
like,
to think that, like,
effect, or
little
do I?
bits of mist probably, like, crawl out of my hand.
What's the wording on it?
For a second.
Yeah,
What's
I was
the
gonna
wording on
Do I
it?
feel sneaky beaky now?
Does it say
or-
one willing creature? One ally, one creature?
One-
It says, I think it says a creature you touch. Sure. Trickery domain. You can use your action to touch a willing creature other than yourself.
So yeah, you feel a magic pressing against you when she touches you, and you feel that you have the option to either allow it or reject it.
It's a nice
It's not like before when you've had to struggle against magic.
Yeah.
This feels like it's asking a question almost in the back of your mind. And that it will gladly go away if you do not want it.
Since it's coming from someone I trust, somewhat.
There's a question mark.
It
after
doesn't
that,
feel
maybe?
malicious, so I'll accept it.
Alright.
It
Yeah.
would be sneaky.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, she casts that on you.
It's not dead stuff, so I'm good.
And you guys are just roaming around trying to find the princess, just checking out the area in general.
I think we're just kind of probably like walking, mingling, keeping an eye out for the princess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Stretch-
no, bring me back a turkey leg.
Yeah, we're
Is he hungry again?
Eat your hand pies.
Metabolism's up there. He's pretty small. Look at Emma.
True.
True. So you roam around for about 45 minutes before you are able to spot her. She actually did get there before you guys. She's not at the very front of the line. She doesn't want to be... It seems like she doesn't want... She probably could have been, but she doesn't want to be presumptuous and kind of just trying to shed the air of a princess for this journey kind of thing. So
But
she's-
like people recognize her, right?
to a point.
Does it look like people?
Most
kinda
of the
know she is?
royals, except for some of the wives, are very out in the public. They go out and they do stuff. You've heard while you were there, probably notes or people talking and stuff about, specifically about Eleonora. One of her kind of daily things that she does, daily, semi-daily, is she runs the hill all the way down and all the way back up
Oh shit.
as like a morning exercise.
She's like,
Have you
Spit.
seen her calves?
Some days. So they're
That's all
not.
I can see.
The majority of the family is not afraid. Yeah.
You got nice kneecaps.
The majority of the royal family is not afraid to go out in the public because they're all pretty well liked.
Yeah.
So I mean, and this town itself is pretty well set with guards roaming around and making sure that things are orderly and nobody's doing things that they aren't supposed to be. The entire like week and a half that you guys have been here, you've only seen one bar fight break out the entire time, and that was
Us.
no.
Just kidding.
That was, and even that was like pretty timid and shut down pretty quickly. Basically, like a guard popped his head inside, and the fight just stopped. Kind of thing. So the city's pretty orderly. So yeah, there's
besides the abuse here to our dear friend.
but nobody knows about that. But yeah, so people recognize her here. They pretty much know who she is, but it's obvious that she didn't use that to just push right to the front of the line.
Yeah.
She's taking the spot that she got when she got there.
Gotcha.
So.
Cool. And how far behind her in the line is like our group? Estimate.
Estimating from the time that it took previously when you came through the portals to come here, if you had to judge the portal out as the same size as the portal in, based on the group size, you'd probably say you're going to be going through probably 2 to 3 minutes after her.
But we're all going on the same boat,
Yes.
in theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the portal just leads to the port itself, not the boat, right?
Correct. It leads to the city of Port Royal.
Yeah.
Which, as you know from your coming
Previous
here,
experience, yeah.
it's very similar, just the town is not nearly as big. It's a decent sized city, it's a port city, but it's not a humongous city.
So we're going to be going through after her?
Seems so. We'll just have to make sure we catch up. No dawdling. We've all been to Port Royal before, so we don't need to worry about sightseeing.
Of course not. Who would do that? That sounds awful. Alright. Like little tomatoes.
What are you two doing while they're roaming around?
And Moira and
Catch
I
up.
am not looking forward to this boat ride. I did not enjoy
I'm sorry, did I
our
steal
time
your
on the
dad
seas
joke
the
bit?
first time around.
Go take a time.
I
I thought
didn't.
that was bad.
I spent it mostly drunk.
God.
You've never heard
That's a solid strategy.
And tripping.
I think we'll have to medicate ourselves appropriately. But
I don't think we can.
says who?
You
We
guys doing
have to
mushrooms
be
again?
in charge of
In charge of what?
keeping an eyeball on.
I can hold my facilities well. I assume you can too. It'll be fine. I'm not gonna tell you what to do anymore. I'm just saying, like, boat rides and Pip do not get along.
Something mild, maybe.
Alright.
Yeah.
We'll play it by ear.
Some happy grass. I don't know.
Is it safe to assume the boat is the same
month of happy
actual boat that
grass.
we took
It's the
in?
same ship that you guys came across on, yeah.
The the sternmost bar makes a great fire potion cocktail.
Ooh.
Just remember that if things get hairy.
Okay.
Alright.
Where's that turkey leg?
Can we still see her from our spot in line? Like if we...
Yeah, I mean, there's a pretty good group of people
Right.
all mingling around and talking, waiting for the gates to open. But yeah, you can
back in line with us now.
Yeah.
keep a
What is
pretty
she
good
wearing?
eye on her.
Oh, what is she wearing?
She's wearing. I have a thing for that. Hold on.
Ooh.
I've got a D100 table for clothing.
No. Yeah.
She's
She's wearing a hat and a
string
left sock
bikini?
and nothing else.
She's wearing studded leather biker shorts and a Victorian era frock coat.
Jesus.
At least I thought I had a thing for that. Maybe
The
I
dice
didn't
don't
print
lie.
it. I have it, I just didn't
What an
print
outfit.
it. So 1 second. Because I have a
Yeah,
description of the
outfit.
clothes that she's wearing.
Have I ever told you guys how much I hate standing in lines?
I'm sure you're
Can I
about
boost?
to.
He just did.
I mean, technically he didn't. Really.
Oh, we just
Hey guys,
got-
I hate standing in lines.
There we go.
How much do you hate standing in lines?
How bad.
What's the deal with lines anyway?
No line for you.
Come on. She's wearing clothes.
Darn
They're,
it.
Well,
they're well fitted, made of cloth.
I forgot that I hadn't printed this page out yet. Technically, I didn't print it, and right now my Google Drive is being a little bitch, and it doesn't want to load the file.
It's lemony.
It's tart.
very sour.
What?
You asked for it.
So much like a
So
toy
many
guy.
technical issues today. I don't know why it doesn't want to load. So we're just gonna say she's wearing
Clothes that we will recognize the next time.
yeah
we see her.
she's wearing fine traveler's clothes.
Cool.
Some like decent leathers, stuff that's gonna keep her warm. You guys are in, like I said, you're in the winter right now. So she's wearing some just traveling leathers. She's not wearing anything that would indicate the colors of any specific nation.
Okay.
Just regular travelers'
landlow.
clothes. Yeah, just regular travelers' clothing. She's got on a hefty, like a really sturdy looking backpack. It looks pretty brand new. So yeah, her leathers are all, they're very nice, and they look like they haven't been used really at all. But they don't look like royal traveling clothes, and they don't look like something that a lowly peasant would wear either. She's traveling as one of the people, but she's still traveling as one of the people that maybe has money.
Has money.
Yeah. Like a decently well-to-do merchant, not like top of the line, super rich merchant, but a well-to-do merchant.
Right?
Is this line moving yet?
No.
This orc 3 guys back just let one rip, and I'm not going to be able to breathe for much longer.
Oh
I
no.
would put
So-
you on my shoulder.
Yeah, so you guys are...
Say, do you want a boost up here? We just take turns passing Pit from shoulders to shoulders.
So you guys hang out for a little bit, and then, yeah, around, what did we say, 10 o'clock, they open the portal, and they start... Everybody that's in here has already had their papers checked, so they just start filing you through. As you go through the portal, you hear the familiar ringing in your ear that indicates the passage through the portal where you temporarily lose your focus, and then your senses come back to you as you materialize in the new place that you've gone to.
Just picturing more like the Willy Wonka tunnel.
That one.
Just it's raining. That whole song. Oh.
And the sounds of the town start to filter into your ears. Decent crowd around you as you push your way out through the portal and get out into the city.
No sightseeing.
Okay. As much as I hate the sea, I do love that fresh, salty smell.
Yes, the salty air starts to come in. Once you get outside the gates, the walls around the portal area are keeping it mostly at bay, but as soon as you push your way out, the sea air starts to come in. You feel that nice chilly breeze in the winter. It is much later in the day here. It's almost 8 o'clock at night. We're here.
That's
I
late.
mean, you're traveling around the planet.
Yeah.
So that you came from just waking up, and you're going to an area where it's very nearly time to go to bed.
Fucking portal leg.
That was the point of life.
And you,
Randy gum.
you hear the boats rocking in the docks off in the distance, from the crowd as you make your way through and into the city proper.
See the princess?
What was the name of our boat?
Lady Shore Striker.
Lady Shore Striker. The Lady Shore Striker.
We hope she doesn't strike any shores.
She's not gonna
While we're on
strike
board.
the shores while we're on board.
It's not a great name for a boat. Is it?
Well, she's on strike from the shore, so
Oh.
she doesn't go there
She
anymore
doesn't.
because,
she doesn't- she stays at sea all the
Yeah,
time.
she's on
Forever
strike.
and ever.
they didn't provide
Better
benefits
than like the
like
Lady
they should.
Cliff Striker.
No
or something
unions.
Like that.
Yeah.
Lady shipwreck.
Yeah, she's not the reef seeker.
Do we see the princess anywhere when we get out of the portal?
Everybody can make a perception check.
Yep. Let's do that.
That's how you break them.
I'm gonna assume I
What
can
the
hop on
hell?
someone's shoulders. That one wasn't.
That one actually is a 9.
Natural 20.
Oh, well, you.
I got a 15.
And 2.
No, it's around.
Hop up
it's
on a
12.
crate
Oh,
tonight.
why am I doing this one? Sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong one. 5! Just as shitty.
Noel, what do your
15.
eagle eyes see?
So, Noel, you actually are the only one that
Yeah.
spots her climbing up on your crate and looking around. Mostly you catch, what the fuck did I say her name was?
Hildebrand.
Hildebrand's very thick hair, and then spotting that, you kind of zone in on the princess, and yes, you see her.
I recognize those buns anyway.
I was gonna say that. She has like braided buns,
No,
like
just a
man.
very
Bummer.
thick,
Come here.
very thick mess of hair pulled up tight.
And one of those hats with the horns on it.
But yeah, so you see them heading off towards the area where you guys know there are several decent and really nice hotels, taverns.
Oh,
You
so
look
the
like a
ship,
dummy up there.
so the ship
ship's-
leaves tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning the ship
Can
sets.
we sightsee today?
Yeah, you look like a dummy.
No sightseeing.
Oh, well,
I
who
was
can see the princess?
joking.
I'm guessing you. Where's she going?
That way.
That way.
So we'll
Right.
hop down and proceed in that direction.
Okay.
Keeping a decent distance, probably.
Alright.
A casual distance.
You know from your previous time here, since you had papers as well, the first time you guys came through here, rather, would you have stayed at one of the nicer inns and taverns, or would you have, not trusting the paperwork, would you have stayed at somewhere a little lower?
Probably lower, personally.
I don't know if we were on a victory tour.
I was gonna
feel
say,
like-
we just
I
won a
think we
big
would've-
ass tournament.
yeah,
You
we
know
would've
that we
tested
would have
it.
been trying to
yeah,
stay.
definitely
like,
Pip would have gone for the luxury.
the top.
So, those of you who would have gone for a nicer establishment, because maybe you didn't all stick as a group right
yeah,
away.
that's fair.
Yeah.
You know that there are, in the direction you're heading, there's one pretty decent place. It's going to play the hum sound again in a second. Any minute. Off in the distance, though, you do hear crackling thunder off to the distances.
An omen.
But you know that there's one pretty decent tavern and inn called the Sea Hag, and that there's another that's a little bit more of a fancy place called the Cloudbright Inn and Tavern.
I like the name of Sea Hag.
Although, we do have to pay for our own shit now.
After you get to Joklian.
Oh, we don't?
Yeah.
Oh, rad. Never mind. Let's go there. What was it called? Cloud?
The Cloudbright Inn.
Right.
Yeah, Cloudbright Inn and Tavern.
And did we see
Brainhawk?
where the princess went? Did she go into it?
Brainhawk, yeah.
So yeah, following her, she did go to the Cloudbright Inn and Tavern.
Oh.
You're looking at gods, I presume?
Yeah, I was going to double check that there's no sea god. Okata.
Yeah, we're using the Grey Hawk rules pretty much.
Yeah, there's no specific.
I thought you said Tomatoa for a second.
I guess it might be Cord because he has Tempest.
Yeah, I mean, god of travel. So, I mean,
Or I guess Biori's the goddess of nature.
Farlan is the god of horizons and travel. So that'd be a good one. Or Celestian, god of stars and wanderers.
What are you looking for?
What are you looking for?
I was looking to see if there's a sea god, but there isn't like a specific.
Oh, to like pray to?
Well, yeah.
No, not really.
Poseidon's trident.
It's not this.
I need some sort of thing to use as an expletive.
I vote for Tomatoa just because.
Okata.
Tomatoa.
To put this on.
Tomatoa. It's from Moana, the crab.
Oh, you're okay.
I really like that crab. He's cool.
Don't need that accidentally straying into
Yeah,
the
that
next
helps.
sound clip.
You're welcome.
Alright, so you guys, she did go to the Cloudbright Inn as well. She's still in her kingdom, so she's going to make at least a little bit of use of her privileges while she's here.
Nice.
I got that per diem. I better use up the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't carry over. So.
Yeah.
It doesn't roll over.
So yeah, you guys, if you would like, you can head on into the Cloudbright as well.
Alright. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yep.
We can drink on this drive, right?
I think at least
As long
one
as
of
we
us
don't-
has to remain sober
Yeah, well, we already know that that's gonna be you.
tonight.
You can party on this
I
job?
can't be sober in the boat. We can't be sober in the
We
boat.
can't be so good. We'll just puke.
I mean, we'll just really try
It'll blow our
not
cover as
to.
traveling minds.
We're not traveling mines, we're traveling to become mines.
Right.
We're going to mine school. I guess we could be like amateur
Are we
mines.
sticking to that story?
Quick! You're in a box. Oh shit!
Oh.
No, like, you know, the mine? Never
Oh.
mind.
That's why I'm going to school.
Definitely need training.
Yeah, we're terrible mines.
I think.
So you head into the Cloudbright, the Cloudbright Inn and Tavern. And Pip, you come face to face with a gnome who's standing there, like kind of looking at all of you, and he's wearing this very intricate. It's the thing that catches your eyes first. It's very intricate, kind of tinkerer's mech suit kind of thing. A bunch of gears and pulleys and things along those lines. And oh, hello. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the Cloudbright.
Hi.
He just looks up at all of you.
I like your outfit.
Thank you. Allows me to do my job.
What do you do?
I greet people and wait the tables and...
You need gears for that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you need gears for everything. In Gnome. Hi, my name's Pip. How's it going?
Hi, Pip.
I like what you got going on there.
Thanks. You can call me Gilly.
Gilly.
He says that back in English.
Sounds like birds.
So, just, between you and me here, what's the lay of the land around here? How's this place going? We've never been here before. What's some pro tips?
Are you talking about the inn in general? Or?
Yeah.
Best inn in town.
Oh, that's good. We've met the right place.
Yeah, Mr. Cloudbright is a good man. He's a good man.
Okay, alright. What are the best rooms?
Top floor, obviously. Good view of the bay.
Okay, well, if I need anything,
Oh, I'm here almost all the time.
I'll let you know. Right. He said, we're good. Don't worry, I got us in.
He said
That
more
was
than
a-
just we're good.
That was a lot of words.
That
for
was a
we're
lot of
good.
words, yes.
So I'm guessing you all need a table.
We would love a table.
Yes.
Please.
All right, this way. Brings you over.
Great.
Like walks very quickly ahead of you. He's very he's very athletic looking gnome. He's got wispy white hair, bright violet eyes, and he's using just intricate, very fancy contraption.
I'll make my eyes violet to match his.
Show off.
He doesn't
The whole
notice.
okay.
He's too low
They're
to the
really
ground.
high.
He's too low to the ground.
He's iron now.
So he leads you over to a table, and as soon as you've all sat down, he brings over he walks away before like you even try to climb up on your chair. He like walks away and comes back over with this like kind of other weird contraption that's covered in gears, and just pushes it up for you to sit down and just you'll like this. Sits down, and then he goes to the back and just grabs two high up levers and just cranks them down, and the seat just levers up.
Whoa!
Check you out all the way up here.
I don't
One
know.
chair.
I don't know if I ever want to leave.
Well,
Thanks, Gilly.
once we get paid, you can get one of those chairs.
Gilly. I heard that word in there.
You're welcome.
You did say Gilly.
So he comes back over to the table after he like pulls the levers on the back, and then he reaches down, or he reaches up behind himself and pulls down some levers, and like some mechanical feet plant on the ground, like spread out, and then same kind of thing. Like his whole thing, he just like pulls them down and starts cranking, and his whole personage just lifts up into the air so that he's like level with the table.
Rad.
So what's everybody need? What do you want? What can I get you?
What's for dinner tonight, Gilly?
Yeah, what's the special?
We've got a mighty fine stew.
I mean, it's a
I bet they have good fish this close to the ocean.
probably
Round fish.
Redfish?
not flat.
Three-dimensional fish.
Yeah.
I only know square fish. From
So about the time that you guys started heading to the tavern as well, like some of the clouds from that thunder had made their way closer to town, and it's not a heavy rain, but it is going. You can hear it pelting against the roof a little bit,
I hear fire and I hear rain.
hitting
hope it
against
doesn't-
the glass outside.
Affect our shift now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's levered up there and just
They're
kind
gonna
of.
be a lot of puking.
We've got a mighty fine stew in the pot today.
What's so mighty fine about it?
It's really, really good.
Oh,
Some really good,
Never had mighty fun.
really good steak in there. We've got one that makes use of some venison.
I like this.
We've got some some really good lamb going right now. Well, wide arrangement of things. We can make most things.
Do you have anything from the ocean?
Well, of course we have
We have a
fish.
stew, a fish stew, a chowder.
I believe we do. I'll have
I've
to double
never
check
had
to see.
chowder.
I'll have to double
Never?
check to make sure we
You're
have
from
some
the middle
left.
of the woods.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'll have to make sure that we have some left. It's pretty late in the day.
Yeah. And I have a question for you. Do you know any good things to take on a journey on a boat that won't make you sick? Or where can I find them?
You can visit Oryx Herbery downtown. He can supply you with some things that can ease the stomach and the mind on long voyages.
Thank you. Well, I'll take a fish stew if they have it. If not, I'll take a stew.
Okay.
Mighty stew.
Okay.
Mighty fine stew.
Mighty fine stew. Okay.
Same.
All right.
Give her the chowder first, though, if you have it. If you only have enough for one.
You're very kind to your friends.
Well, she's never eaten it before.
That's a shame. We have some of the best.
I'm from the clash.
If there's any left.
We don't have fish there.
And wine. Mead? Ale? What are you in the mood for?
I think I'll go for an ale today.
All right. Takes down a list.
Same.
All right. And you
Fin-
gentlemen?
Venison stew?
Venison stew, okay.
Turkey leg?
Oh, of course.
He never got
The size of our head.
You definitely didn't get your turkey leg. That's right.
That would be great, thanks.
And to drink?
Water.
Water. All
Just
right.
kidding. With 2 L's.
Okay. I was gonna say. You got me there.
A
He got me.
little bit of that gnome humor.
Oh, is that specific to gnomes?
Bad jokes are.
Well,
So he
not a gnome.
cranks himself back down.
Uh,
He cranks himself back down and starts trotting off across the restaurant. You can hear the gears kind of moving and some metal banging as he goes from his foot plates hitting against the floor. It's not like a robotic. It's all. There's a reason he's very athletic.
yeah.
A lot of these gears he has to move manually.
He's just working way harder than he needs to.
Yeah. It's all like cranks and levers and all sorts of stuff. It's not a steam-powered suit. It's all manual. But yeah, so he heads off. If you watch him every once in a while, he'll like crank up like one specific gear and it just like raises a platter up to the level of a table and people put their glasses on and he cranks it back down and continues on his way. Comes back a little bit later and they had enough of all of the stews and turkey legs available for you and your drinks.
Is the princess in this room?
You don't see her presently, no.
But we know she came into this building.
Yes.
Yes.
An old, you presume, drunk man snores in the corner.
Even in the finest establishments, that happens.
Of course.
It is a port city.
Yeah.
So, Gilly was saying that the best rooms are on the top floor. So,
That's
probably safe to
where
assume that's
princess
where
is
our
staying.
princess is.
Should we try to get a room up there?
I think regardless of where we take a room, someone should remain here through a portion of the evening and make sure she doesn't leave.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
Or
In-
follow her if she does.
In Moira, you don't need as much sleep as the rest of us, I don't think. So one of us can take a first shift, and then
Elf shift.
you could take over for the remainder of the evening after you've taken your rest. And that way we can keep a watch at least on the door or on the stairs.
Now, what are we doing if she does leave?
If she leaves,
That's a
is there any way to
good
notify?
question.
Do we have a good way to notify anybody else?
Level one.
None of us have skills. We're all
Squishy!
I can make all the doors and windows fly open.
The king made a bad decision! Just saying!
He picked a bunch of noobs. I think if she leaves, then follow
That's what I was thinking, follow her.
and
So
leave a
maybe
note
we
with the staff to let us know that you left.
Well, maybe we should take watch in teams. At least
I
we don't have to
can.
leave alone.
I'll take first watch, and I can alert someone in their room. If need be.
Oh.
quickly enough to not lose her?
Gnome trickery. This turkey leg is excellent. Thanks for not giving me one at the portal. It would have
They
cost
weren't
too
selling
much.
anything inside.
It would have cost too much, and it wouldn't be this good.
Yeah. What kind of tricks do you have up your sleeve over there, Pip?
I do find it funny because he's not used any magic since the campaign started, but you guys all came together for the combat competition thing, so he would have used some magic during that.
But I don't remember. So tell me.
I don't know, I guess some magic shit.
Cool. Magic shit's cool.
And on that note, on magic shit, we will take our break.
Magic
shit!
Magic shit break time.
It's time for a magic shit, everyone.
That's right.
Magic shit break.
Take this
Wait,
time to
someone-
use the bathroom.
So yeah, we will take a brief recess, and we will be back shortly. I will check messages on the Twitch when we return. So if you guys have any questions, get those in, and if Aaron or Kyle could kind of keep track of any pending questions that come up to be asked, and we'll go over those when we come back. What?
I was playing with my glass.
Putting my mods to work. All right, guys, we will be right back. We will be back shortly. Yes.
Ciao.
thou?
And we're back. First,
This for you too.
Ask me about my nutsack. There you go. Yeah.
yes,
Would
the
you
women
like
are-
to my
They're
beans?
playing with their nuts and their beans. So one, it is Noal is how you spell Noel for John's character.
No.
No.
Yep.
Sorry,
That's
the
John.
way, the way that they put it in the chat was they asked John, how do you spell Noel?
Oh.
And it threw me off. Yes, that's how Sawyer's character's Noel is spelled.
Address me by my middle name. You may, I guess. John.
Noal. Second, to be able to. Thank you very much for the follow or for the resub. Much appreciated. 3 months for Nate.
And there was much
Shadzar.
rejoicing.
They are trying to figure out a cover story because they're doing a guidance quest following the princess, making sure she doesn't get into danger.
We're babysitting.
But the princess is not supposed to know that she's being followed and being guarded. So that is why they're coming up with a cover story in case they get caught.
Don't eat all of our enemies.
Also,
We need
I saw a new
enemies.
name in chat. I'm not going
Maybe
to
if
read
we
your
eat
whole
them all,
name.
then we don't get into combat.
Sniffers. Welcome into chat. How you doing? All right. So
Sniffers?
his whole name is Wings of Finger Sniffers.
Oh, hello.
Salad.
Salad fingers.
Ayo.
But yes. So who's going to bed? And who's staying
Oh,
up?
wait.
I'm taking first watch.
Wait. While we're all still awake, what are our thoughts on? I mean, there's no reason why us as normal people wouldn't maybe recognize the princess. It seems like everybody else recognizes her. Are we like hard and fast?
We
like,
don't look super
no
fancy.
contact with the princess?
I
I
look
think-
like I would not know who she is.
So I think we should hold off because I think you're right. There would not necessarily be a reason why we wouldn't know who she is, but I think if we have to reveal ourselves to her, we should make that as late in the process as possible.
Fair.
Although
Good point.
Pip's gonna
you
reveal himself to the
could,
princess.
It'll be below her line of sight anyway. She'll see.
you
Beneath her
could
notice.
recognize her under a different,
I could.
Yeah, you could.
and see if you
You
can
could
get
do
any
some,
view
like,
from
some.
some
Or if you want to
tiny-
do some, light recon or something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I could do that. Maybe on the boat.
But then she would have to you would have to exist in the boat. Right now we're in the city,
That's a good point. That's
and
a
then
good point.
That's a good point. Wow, this
so where do you sleep?
really good.
No, I mean, she. Even if we were to recognize her, it wouldn't. If it's plausible for us to recognize her, that makes sense. So if she approaches us, we don't have to pretend we don't know who she is.
Right.
But
Right.
I don't think it would be a good idea to interact with her unless it's forced upon us.
Yeah.
I don't think it
Alright.
benefits us in any
No,
way.
it just
Alright.
it just puts us in her mind as
Mhm.
being here,
Right.
and then she's gonna remember
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
were the people
those-
that
those
came up and
people
talked
I
to me.
But
talked
if
to,
she
I'm
does
sure.
it before we get on the boat, changes appearance,
But that could be, well,
that person
we
is
still,
staying
don't have,
on
we still
port.
don't have a great cover story other than, hey, we
True.
are
Mime
mimes
school.
in training.
I'm not down for that story.
I won't take that as an insult, but
No insult intended.
not a great cover story.
Well, we're
I get it.
not very good
It's
mimes.
I haven't seen mimes in years. Not that I've been in public areas for
Not a lot,
long,
not a lot
but
of mimes in the Cajwood.
no. I've never saw one.
Shocked by
They
that.
look down on the mime arts.
What do they exactly do?
Mimes?
A mime thing.
It's kind of like a clown, but not.
Oh no.
They pretend to do
No.
stuff in the air. Like,
They
It's a-
fly.
it's a
I'm
weird.
taking a drink of my ale.
Oh.
It's a weird human thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds awesome.
those
There you
humans,
go, yeah.
those humans, they're weird.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Don't worry, another human thing. They can never tell when you're patronizing them. Goes right over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
okay, you're-
I'll take first watch
Oh.
with Pip.
Okay.
Do we want to do one person watch?
I think it would be better to do two just in case
Yeah.
she does leave.
Since then
Yeah,
we
one can stay and alert the others. The other one can leave and follow her.
Although Pip said he has a way to alert us.
Hey, if no one wants to hang out, I'm down.
Cool. Well, I guess I'll go take a sleep. Go. We haven't got rooms yet. We should probably go first.
Sure.
Do we want rooms?
Yeah.
Do we want to try to get a room up on the top floor?
Yeah. You never know. You might be able to hear something if something happens.
We could just get one of those like multi-family rooms, since we're gonna.
With the doors that connect.
I'm gonna say it's one night and we're only gonna be using the beds for
Yeah.
half of it each, essentially.
Yeah.
I can
Some
sleep
of us
on the
don't
floor.
sleep on the bed anyway.
Yeah. This is true.
Is
So you-
Gilly around?
He's about.
Gilly?
He's running around, taking care of tables, getting his workout.
When he's close to us, just kind of wave him over.
Yes, miss.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Dinner was delicious.
Thank you. I mean, I didn't cook it, but
Of course.
I'm aware.
If we were to want to inquire about rooms for the evening, would we talk to you?
No, Mr. Cloudbright's behind the desk
Mr.
today.
Cloudbright himself. Great. We'll go.
Well, the third.
The third.
Yeah.
Oh. Are numbers 1 and 2 still around?
Number 2 is.
Cool.
He's up in his years, but he's still about.
Wonderful. We'll go talk to him. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's go talk to the person.
I'll go.
Alright. Get over to the counter, and there's a kind of a short, stocky man, human, sitting behind a very nice, ornate kind of counter. He's got short cropped red hair, friendly green eyes. Hello.
Hello. We were hoping to inquire about rooms
Ah, yes, very
for
good.
this evening.
And how many rooms will you be needing?
Well, do you have any rooms that perhaps have 2 beds?
We do
Or
have
rooms that are connected?
we do have one family suite, I believe. I don't believe it's currently in use. It's usually for merchants traveling with their families.
Sure.
And I don't believe that it's currently occupied.
Which floor is that room on?
That would be the top floor in the.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, kind of, who has the papers for King? Probably you.
The older
You're
one.
responsible.
Am the most
You're the
responsible.
responsible.
You've all got papers.
Oh, we all do have our own
Papers.
Perfect. I'll take them out and take mine out at least and say we'd love to stay in that room tonight if it's available.
Oh, yes, very well. Usually I would check the papers for all of you, but you're all using one room, and this gets you any room that you want, so that's sufficient.
Wonderful.
He takes it and he takes down some notes. Hands you back your paper. Grabs out a very nice, kind of ornate key on a wooden tag. Here you go, and gives you directions up to your room. So all the way up the flights of stairs, and you're going to be in the northmost corner.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cloudbright.
Thank you for your patronage. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I think I saw you at a table. I hope you enjoyed your meals.
Oh yeah, it was really good.
Thank you very much.
It was her first time having chowder.
Oh! Well, ours is one of the best.
It is. I mean, it's the first one I had, but yeah.
And so, by
It's
definition, the
best-
best one.
yeah.
The best ever.
Yes, well, we work with one of the highest rated fishermen in the area. He's very well known. He knows the best spots to go to catch the best fish. So.
What kind of fish do you use?
All manner of fish, except for flat. That's nasty.
Yes, it is.
But those are more freshwater fish. We don't really get those around here much anyway. Not that I would serve them even if we could.
Okay. Let's go to bed, shall we? Yeah.
All right, so who's... So you guys said you guys were staying up. Is everybody going up to the
Yes.
room?
No, we're
And you guys are
staying
coming
in
back down, or are you
the
staying
common
down?
room.
Yeah, the youngsters need to get sleep, but they get cranky.
Pip is actually going to
At
run
least
up.
we're not in a permanent state of cranky, old man.
Woo!
Pip is going to run up to.
Well, that wasn't even veiled at all. That was just outright.
Pip is going to run up to the room just so he knows where it is.
Okay.
And glance in there, and then he'll go back downstairs.
How many rooms are on the top floor?
6.
Cool.
Do we have one or technically two because they're connected?
It is like you go in and there's a kind of a foyer with a central and then a central area, and then there's like one big master suite over to this side and then
And
two
one on-
smaller rooms over to
Oh,
this side.
okay.
Oh, so 3 rooms.
So we have a sitting room.
Yes.
Wow. Fancy, fancy.
Do you, how important, Noel, do you think it is that we find out which room she's in?
Not very if there's only one
Looks like
stairway
someone
down.
found a place to kick up their feet.
Depends on how many exits there are.
Oh yeah, the potential window situation. How many floors are in this, in the cloud, Brian?
3?
In
I don't think she's going to scale down 3 floors. She's lived in a palace her whole life.
Yeah.
We didn't.
That might
did
be
we,
exactly the kind of person.
Did we
that's
not
stupid.
ask if she had any sort of magical abilities?
Ooh, we didn't ask that.
Did we
No.
ask anything pertinent?
We didn't.
Shit.
We asked.
We know she's a runner.
Dimension door!
Wow.
Uh,
We're so good at this.
And
you
she
guys.
dimensions doors into the male
I'm less
courthouse
concerned.
next
I'm
door.
less concerned about her escaping. She has no reason to.
Well, it's more about her sneaking or walking out a door we're not watching and then we miss her.
Right. So,
Not that it
but that's what I'm saying. If she wants to leave, I don't see why she would not use the front door.
Right. She has no reason to suspect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there is there not only one? So is there only one stairwell that goes up and down?
There are 2.
There are 2. Are they both within sight of where we are in the?
It's
the
like a
room?
front stairwell and a back stairwell kind of
So,
thing.
yeah.
Like closer to the... Unless you are, for some reason, like staff would use the back door.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically just 2 stairwells close to each end of where the main
Gotcha.
areas are, but they still funnel to the main common room and then out through the front door unless you have a specific reason to go out the back door, which goes into an alley.
And is it safe to assume that all of the rooms on the top floor have windows, at least one window?
Yes.
Is there any sort of position outside that kind of watches the alley somewhat secludedly?
Downstairs?
Like, I mean, if I was to go out into the alley, I mean, could I, like, be somewhat concealed to be able to see the back door and not be seen easily?
If you went... So it goes kind of... So, like, if this were the building, right, and here's your front door in, the back door is kind of back here, and you've got buildings here, here, next door to it here, so you'd have to go into this alley and then into the kind of the back alley
Okay.
to be able to see.
So I'm saying, so is there anywhere,
Like over here.
like in this back alley, like is there any position that, I mean, I mostly want to be able to see that back door and not be easily observed right off the bat.
Depends on how good of a stealth check you rolled.
Well,
But it
Your
is
advantage is super gone.
it is night it is nighttime. There are only a couple of lanterns that would bring light into this area. If somebody's coming out the back door of the inn at this time of night, the door opening is going to shed some light, and then they would reasonably bring a lantern or just prop the door open to shed enough light outside that they could see.
okay. Well, so I'd say Pip takes up a position in the common room, as that's the most likely exit. And he will notify you two in the room if anything happens. Otherwise, I'll be in the alleyway watching the back entrance. And when you're done resting in Moira, you can relieve me, and then I will go take a rest. And then when you're done resting, Calypso, you can relieve Pip in the front room, and then you two conclude the rest of the
watch.
the night.
Wonderful.
Sounds good.
Sounds like a plan to me.
What are you going to do if she goes out the back door and goes a-wandering?
I will follow.
Where's our window?
Alone?
I'll have to follow alone, but since Moira will be relieving me first, she would be the first person to be able to see that I am no longer there.
Gone.
And that would be
I'm a good tracker too.
And that would let you know that I'm gone and she's left, and she could collect you and Pip to come after me.
And then they'd
My
only
job's easy. I'm gonna go to bed.
and they'd only have a 4-hour lead, so it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Well, at
At
most.
most a 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's do it. Can I get another Gilly? Gilly. Can I get a half ale? A half. I gotta keep my wits about me.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll
You
take
want-
a full one and the other half of his.
Okay. I like it. We have a new ale
Talk to me.
from our brethren to the far north in Julian. It comes on strong. It's got that nice flavor very similar to the Crag Mountain ales. But you only lose your wits for about half an hour.
If I drink one,
Yeah.
I'll have a half. I can handle 15 minutes out.
Okay.
You're still there. You're drinking half of it, half the other thing.
Take him on
That'd be fine.
She's drinking the other half.
And a normal ale.
I'm taking them to bed with me.
Gilly wouldn't steer me wrong.
I believe that.
Would he?
He's got his hands full steering his little gear suit.
So he clomps on off, comes back a little bit later with the ales, gives you your half ale, and then gives you your full ale and another, like...
Thank you.
It's not so much a half ale as it is an actual gnome-sized tankard.
Uh-huh.
He brings you, originally when you got your ale, he brought you a full-size
Right,
tankard,
right.
because he took your meaning. But he brings you your half ale in a gnomish tankard.
Cool.
Now go upstairs to bed.
Pip will sip on that.
Okay.
And
Pip sips.
yeah, Pip sips and watches the
If
crowd
you get
lazily.
sleepy, just let us know.
I will. I'll let you know.
Okay. So, about... Everybody goes up and goes to bed, the ones that are going to bed. You post up in the back alleyway.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of get my cloak around me and, yeah, nestle down.
Okay. Around 10:30ish, which you guys have been asleep for a little bit. Well, you've been in the room for a little bit doing your meditating. You've been asleep for a little bit. You're securely in the back, like all bundled up from the cold. Sea breeze blowing through the alleyways.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna have
in the dark
my
of night.
wolf
Yeah,
belt.
I kind of want to have that, like, if someone comes upon me, like, have the drunkard in the alley kind of look.
Okay.
To where people, like, kind of just dismiss me.
You don't have to try hard.
Yeah?
Um,
I'm an old dude in a cloak in an alleyway.
Yes,
It's-
exactly. But Pip, about 10:30, you're sitting down in the tavern, and sure fucking enough, Princess just comes clomping down the stairs, looking like she doesn't have a care in the world. Goes down, yeah, goes over, sits down at the bar, gets an ale, pays her gold, drinks down her ale. Sits there for a couple minutes enjoying it, just kind of talking to the locals and asking, well, where's good places to see while I'm here, and leaving on a ship in the morning, like, where should I go before the ship sets out? And you can hear them, like, talking and just having general conversations, and then she gets up, walks right out of the bar,
Out the front door?
out the front door.
Okay.
It's spell time.
So,
And the last thing you see is she walks out. Like, she walks out, and right as the door's closing, you just see her just, like, staring up at the sky and just take a deep breath in.
So, I'm going to... chug the last of whatever drink I have left.
Okay.
And then...
Because priorities.
Right. And then, as I do that, I slam the gnome-sized tankard down, and I'd like to cast Message.
Okay.
And I would like to message Noel.
Okay.
And tell him that the rooster has flown the coop.
Okay.
We did not discuss code word.
But you can tell what it is.
I got the gist of it.
You can infer.
And then...
Damn it, Pimp.
And then...
What?
And then I will...
First and foremost, has this ever happened to Noel before? Do you know what's going on?
Have I been messaged before?
How does it happen, really?
You do hear it in Pip's voice, talking inside your head.
So you... Okay, cool.
I've dealt with magic-y people before, so I would guess that I've received like a message spell before.
Okay.
It's happened. Yeah, definitely. Stealthier things happening when I was younger.
Not to say it might not startle him, though.
Dev.
Yeah, very much Dev, most likely.
Okay.
Okay, so...
I hate it when I know shit that my character doesn't.
And then...
you don't know Dev.
No, I don't, but I know that name now.
Let's
and
write
then
it down.
after sending the message,
That's meta knowledge.
Pip will hop off the stool or bench or what have you, and then stumble out front and like play up the stumble.
Okay, by the time
I'm not trying to look shit-faced, but trying to,
So by the time you get outside, she is like wandering off to the right. Just like walking down the street. She doesn't look drunk. She doesn't look like she's necessarily walking with purpose either. She's just walking and kind of looking around, taking in like kind of the area a little bit. Just heading down the street. And yeah, you get the message and you said you start heading toward the...
Yeah, so I'm guessing like it's more of the same, like there's gaps between buildings and...
You get the message and you look like you're kind of posted up back here by some like crates and stuff. You get the message and you look up in time to see her walking off.
Okay. So I'm trying to think of what's the more stealthy way to...
Think Assassin's
I mean, I'm just scale the building. I did immediately think of that, but I don't think I could like get from building to building safely. I guess I'm wearing a cloak. It's the middle of the night. I mean, I'll wander out into the street and like sedate pace, like to where I can.
By the time you get to the front of the alley, Pip comes out of the tavern and is heading that way.
Okay. Yeah. I won't really like link up with him. Like I'll remain somewhat separate.
Okay.
Just so that way it doesn't look like we're together.
Sure.
And just keep an eye on where she's at.
Okay. So yeah, she walks for a while, and if you guys are tailing or like kind of following her, she mostly sticks to the main streets. She like kind of stops and looks in the window of a couple different places that are just taverns that are still open. Stops to look at a couple of like window shopping things for some businesses that are closed, but she's just kind of looking to see what they have. You see after she stops at one of the restaurant or one of the taverns and looks in the window for a little bit just to kind of check out what's going on. She continues walking, but a guy comes out of the tavern like 30 seconds after she walks away. Like, kind of looks around quickly. Doesn't seem to pay any attention to you guys. And then starts following her.
Okay.
Dun.
How far behind the pair are we? Well, okay, how far behind is he from her approximately, and then where are we in relation to them?
He's about... 20 feet behind her, maybe.
Okay.
And you guys are probably closer to around 50, 60 feet.
From her?
Yeah.
I guess I want to pick up the pace a little bit and be close enough that if he makes a dash for her, I want to be able to catch up to him.
Okay. I mean, he is slowly gaining ground on her just naturally because she's just kind of taking her time looking around.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he's hustling. He's not running for her, but he is gaining ground on her.
Okay. What's this guy look like in general? Like, I know it's the middle of the night, so it's...
He's got sort of longish hair. You didn't really get a good look at his face as he came out. It was relatively dark. You could tell he had some scruff to him.
Okay. Cloak or clothing's kind of...
He's wearing just kind of mostly normal clothing.
Okay.
You can make a perception check if you'd like. And is Pip making a perception check as well?
17.
Okay.
22.
He has a dagger at his belt. General dirty clothes. He has a dagger at his belt. And his clothes are kind of raggedy, but you can tell even from your distance, like when he passes in front of the light from certain things, that like the seams are pretty well made. Like it's pretty well fitted. It's just seen some wear.
Okay.
And the dagger that he has at his waist is a pretty nice dagger. It looks like from this distance at least that it's pretty good quality. It's not like a cheapo dagger that you'd pick up at the economy blacksmith kind of thing where he just bangs out
Jergens.
Yeah, where he just bangs out like 15 of them in a row and then just sells them off for half a copper or for a copper each because they're just going to get used to cut up some meats and stuff. Like this is it's a battle-ready dagger. It's nice and sturdy.
Gotcha.
It's a Cutco knife kind of knife.
Yeah,
It's real sharp.
but yeah, he is making up some ground on her just naturally. And she stops to like look in another tavern, and he catches up to where she is and goes on past her. And then a minute later, he just kind of turns down a street, and you don't see him anymore. She stops looking in the tavern window and continues on her way.
While she's stopped to look at the tavern window, Pip's gonna keep going with the intention of past her if I can get.
She starts going again before you get
to
her. You get pretty close. You get pretty close, but she takes off again before you get to her location.
Okay. We're still just following her lead basically. Okay. And trying not to be suspicious.
Okay. So she starts walking again, and she looks back over her shoulder, and she does kind of notice you guys being back there, and she just kind of does a double take to see you guys there, and then picks up the pace a little bit. Not like she's running from you, but just to like put a little bit more distance between you if she can. And as she's kind of paying attention to you over her shoulder, a hand reaches out from an alley and grabs her and pulls her in.
Okay, how far up is the alley?
Yeah, how far away is that?
Like 20 feet.
20 feet? Yeah, that's going to be a run up to that alleyway.
Okay.
Well, actually, okay, so hold on. So we're like down the center of a lane where you're like the corner of any like block or anything like that?
No, this is like you're on one of the main roads. And there's a couple of like side decently sized roads, but she gets pulled in an alley.
Okay, so are we like alleyway, so there's building, we're like, are we to a point where I could peel off and go down the alleyway on the other side of the building?
Yes, yeah, there's an alley between where you are and where the alley she got pulled into.
You do that because you're faster than I am.
Yeah, so I'll gesture for you to go forward, and then I'm gonna dash down that alleyway to try and wrap around that building and get into that alley from the other end.
Okay. Pip is going to get there before you
obviously.
Do. Yeah. Pip, you round the corner, and he's got, like, you come around the corner and you see that this guy has her, like, pressed up against a wall, and he has his dagger out, and, like, he's demanding all of her money.
Is it the same guy?
We're sleeping.
How far down the alleyway is he? Are they?
He pulled her into the alley a good bit, like maybe 15 feet. Like dragged her down into like away from the street lights, the lantern lights a little bit more.
Okay, well, Pips runs up, turns the corner, sees that, and acts without much thought, and immediately chants to himself and does some fancy finger movements, and is gonna cast Witch Bolt.
Whoa!
Okay.
Six, 18.
18. Definitely hits.
Little do we know he's advertising to her how sharp his Cutco knife is. And then she buys some knives.
Buying some knives.
There's better knives out there, just saying.
11 points of damage.
Oof.
Yeah, he locks up and the dagger falls out of his hand. Forget the wording on Witch Bolt. It's electricity arcs from your hands.
A beam of crackling blue energy lances out toward a creature within range, forming a sustained arc of lightning between you and the
Had a
target.
character that pretty much just did like stiff lightning.
Yeah.
Essentially,
She also just kind of like seizes a tiny bit as well because he's full contact with her, and so some of it does pass through into her.
Yeah.
But like he locks up and drops the dagger, and some of it passes like and stumbles back a little bit, but not before some of it like hits her a little bit as well. He staggers back. He's not down, but he staggers back and he like looks around, looks over and sees looks around and what the hell, man?
Jamaican.
You're gonna die.
Important to note, the Witch Bolt.
Stays connected.
Cool. Okay, as long as we're aware.
Yes. So yeah, it's still there, but like he's kind of containing himself a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah. And he starts to reach down to grab the dagger. You round the corner and see arcing electricity coming from Pip, lighting this dude up. The princess
In the alleyway, I guess.
in the alleyway, and the princess kind of like against the wall, slightly dazed.
Yeah.
And then as he leans down to pick up the dagger, she just like punts him in the head,
Nice.
Fuck yeah, dude.
and he just and goes down.
Like down completely?
Yeah, just like on the ground, unconscious.
As soon as she
I like
does,
her.
as soon as she does that, Pip's gonna release the spell, because Pip saw Noel around the corner, saw her punt in the head. The danger is gone. Pip releases the spell and then takes off.
Wait, little man.
He's running away.
Yeah, and I'm just melting back into the shadows, never having been seen.
She runs out of the alleyway to the street, like looking for Pip.
Okay, well, Pip is going to actively evade her.
Stealthy little gnome.
21.
Yeah, you lose her. Yeah, she rounds the corner looking for you, and you're just
Invisible guardians.
gone.
He's under a bucket.
Part of Pip's plan here was to assume that Noel would now be able to keep an eye on her because he's taking the fuck off.
And with her taken off that way, I'll go up and check the guy really quick.
Okay.
And he's just unconscious.
He's just unconscious.
Okay. What's he got on him?
He's got a dagger. He's got a little pouch up at the front. And are you taking time to check the pouch?
Take that gold. Yep.
Just take the pouch.
Just take it. You can look
What
at it
would
later.
Might be
Noel
flatfish.
do?
I'll cut his pouch off, and I'm just gonna huck it down the alleyway, and I'll take his dagger.
Okay. You're not checking the contents to see what he has on him. Just you're just verifying your method of process. You're just taking his dagger. It's on the ground.
You know, I'll take his dagger out and use that to cut his purse off.
Okay.
And I'll glance in the contents really quick, if just to see if there's anything other than coins in there.
In the vague lantern light that's coming down the alleyway, you see 4 platinum in this guy's pouch.
Jesus, really?
How much?
Oh, shit.
How much?
4 platinum.
Holy moly!
Yeah, well, I'll probably pocket that. Because, Jesus, I'm not going to throw that down the alleyway.
That's one for each of us, right?
I was just thinking that. We're buddies, right?
You guys
But that
don't
is-
exist.
Yeah, that,
I know, but he's such a good guy.
but that is
Noble
uber suspicious.
Wait, or maybe he's just hit
That's-
a couple people tonight.
No, that's really telling. So, yeah, so then I'll leave him unarmed and penniless, unconscious in an alley, because that's where cut purses go.
Okay.
And then, I'm just going to kind of check out the alley to see where she's at. If she's, down the street,
You
or...
see her heading back toward the direction of the inn.
So she, okay. So she's not coming my direction.
No, she went back out the same way that Pip went, out the front of the alley back to the main street.
So she was
Trying to find Pip.
Yeah.
And then she's, not finding Pip, she just starts heading back the direction of the inn.
Okay. I will undo my cloak and kind of have it, over a shoulder, just so
I was
that
about
way...
to reveal himself.
So I'm not as,
Tie it around your waist.
So I don't look the way that I did when I was coming this direction.
Okay.
And I'll just be walking back. Sedate pace behind her, not necessarily following, but yeah.
Okay. She is not... She at one point turns around and kind of sees you back there, and she's like, "Did you see a small man running around?"
Can't say I have. At least not recently.
Not a lie. Won't make you roll
I was
for
going to
it.
say, not technically a lie.
Very well. Thank you. And she just keeps walking.
Yeah.
Eventually she makes it... Where do you go? All the way back to the inn, or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Pip's gonna go back to the inn, and then try to obtain a seat in the common room that is in a corner out of way, if possible,
Okay.
and post up and put a newspaper up,
Okay.
or what,
I mean, are you going
look
to
A
inconspicuous.
newspaper.
go... Gilly offers to move the mechanical chair to the table that you've chosen back in the corner.
Gilly, thank you. I think I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way for now, but I appreciate the offer.
All right.
Sit low.
Literally.
Suit yourself. And goes back to
then-
tending around the bar.
Yeah, and he's gonna pull out his deck of cards and idly play with it and just stare at the door and wait to see who comes in.
Yeah. A little bit later, she comes in, followed, I presume, shortly thereafter by Noel.
I'm gonna wait for her to go inside the front door, and then I'm gonna come in the back way,
Okay.
and I'll just kind of try and make eye contact with Pip, assuming that he's back up in the common room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll gesture to the stairs, did you see her go up?
Did she go up when she came
So
back?
she comes in and she goes straight to the bar and gets another ale.
Okay.
I would do that.
Yeah, she's
Take a
sitting
guy
at the
in the
bar
head.
for a little bit, and she you come in through the back, and she's at the bar.
Okay, so I see her sitting.
Ale in hand, just chugging it down.
Okay. So I'll go back out, and then... I'll make sure you see that I have come back.
If once you walk in, we lock eyes. Pip is gonna hop up and make sure you see him go upstairs,
Okay.
because Pip's not gonna risk her recognizing him anymore tonight.
Yeah.
Pip is gonna go awake one of our fellow
Okay.
babysitters.
I'll just take his place
The
in the back corner.
Babysitters Club.
Okay. So yeah, she sits at the bar for a little bit, finishes her ale. General conversation. You don't really hear her say anything to anybody about what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes back up the stairs, you presume, to her room.
Sure.
Unless you're going to follow her.
Well, I'm going to stay here.
Okay. So yeah, she doesn't come back down for the rest of the night. Pip comes upstairs and wakes up. You're up, technically, because you were just doing your meditation. So he gathers you. And yeah, he wakes you up, tells you what?
What? Whoa.
As you rise out of your meditation,
Well, I was gonna go like.
Pip is standing in front of you.
Hey, sorry, that was weird. Is that weird? Should I not have? I'll knock next time.
No,
I'm sorry.
Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. She went for a walk and almost got mugged while she was in the process of getting mugged. And then, Noel and I kind of, saved the day or whatever. But she might have gotten a good look at me.
Oh.
I had to do my thing.
You might have to cut your beard off.
Don't you ever say that.
You shut your elf mouth.
Anyway, I'm going to bed. She was downstairs last I saw, but Noel's down there. So if
Okay.
you just want to do your thing.
I'll go.
But I gotta lay low for a bit. Also, I'm tired and my buzz. I got really sober when it happened, so I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Okay, yeah, I'll go check on Noel. See what happens. So.
So you meander downstairs, and you pretty much pass her in the stairwell as she's
Okay, I
coming
was like-
upstairs. And she goes upstairs.
Super inconspicuous.
You have to kind of do that to keep your antler from hitting her on the face.
Sorry.
Yeah, you go downstairs and Noel is down there, just hanging out.
So what happened?
Seems she was running afoul of a cut purse, but it was a cut purse carrying 4 of these, and I'll slide one of the platinum coins across to her.
Was it a rich person or something that was trying to mug her?
I think it was more than a mugging. If he was carrying this much, he didn't need to cut somebody random's purse in an alley.
Did you make sure you cut his throat?
I left him with the constables to find him.
There she is.
That's our girl.
Okay.
Break this throat out.
She's chaotic neutral.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm chaotic good, so so that makes it a little bit harder to cut people's throats in alleys. It's really more of a getting things done kind of a deal.
Well,
Hopefully he was discouraged enough to not make a second attempt, but
yeah. We should. Do we know if he's gonna? Do you have any boarding passes for the boat on him?
I needed to catch back up to her. I pretty much just grabbed his purse and disarmed him.
Okay.
But he did wander out of another bar as we were passing.
What bar?
Was there a sign over the bar?
How many? Like.
You can roll to see if you paid any attention to
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
You
I
were
guess
pretty
I'll-
focused on the princess.
Would that be history or perception?
We'll do perception.
Perception, 18.
It was the Elkhorn Tavern.
He wandered out of the Elkhorn Tavern. It's just a block or 2 away. It was pretty close, right? Yeah, just not too
Well,
far
you were
from
walking
here.
for a little bit before you
Little
got
bit.
there.
Right. It was a decent distance away, but it seemed more opportune rather than planned. I mean, it could be a coincidence, but he might have also been an opportunist.
Right.
But we should obviously keep a weather eye,
Yeah.
especially if someone is sending someone after, or someone's.
I doubt they will try to send him again.
No, but it could be someone else.
Yeah.
So we'll have plenty of time on the ship. So we'll have to definitely keep an eye on her there, since it could be anybody amongst crew or passengers or
Yes.
anyone. Well,
Well,
I'll,
do you want to go get some sleep and go get Calypso?
I'll take my post out back, and you can send Calypso to relieve me when she wakes, since Pip's already upstairs.
Okay. I'll go get her then.
And because it makes me happy that Calypso's gonna have to hang out in a dark alley.
Yeah, well, at least I'll be able to see.
Who's to say Calypso doesn't want to hang out in a dark alley
I don't know.
in the cold
That was
winter,
my jam.
cold winter ocean air?
As the sea breeze blows through the alley,
Yep.
Yeah.
ruffling the
I got that
refuse in your
infernal
cloak.
blood, bitch.
Clip that.
I see it more of like a warm-blooded kind of thing, so you get in there and you're like, oh, I'm cold.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
Um,
I don't fit like that at all.
Yeah. So you're awoken shortly thereafter.
Hey, so...
Yeah, go. Which one am I getting?
He's
awake?
No, you're getting Noel's.
Cool.
There's... Stuff happened.
Oh,
Saying, but we should talk outside, because
is she dead already?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all
That's
just
good at least.
we're all just going back to sleep. No, she's fucking
I wouldn't
dead.
be here if she
God.
was. I would have
I
already
just
been...
woke up, okay?
It's off the Julep forever.
I'll explain it to you on our way downstairs.
Okay, great.
So I did explain on our way downstairs.
Do you tell me what Noel found on the...
I laid it up to him to say anything because he still has that money.
I like this game of telephone we have going on. I would like to think there is one detail that's very wrong.
He had 40 platinum on it.
Oh, was it 40? Not 40?
No, it's four.
Okay, 40.
Very effective.
Very effective.
I was like, Jesus.
It was 4.
I'm thinking that if he told me, he's not gonna keep it like a secret amongst the group, or whatever.
I just
He's
was
trying to
wondering
gain
if you
favor.
told me
I just didn't
What
want to
he
be the one
found.
saying it.
what he found on it.
Battery low. Please charge.
No.
Oh, no.
Please charge.
But we need ambiance.
My immersion is ruined.
Alright, so I'll go
My immersion.
out to the back alley.
And I'll sit down in the common room.
Hey, hero. You wanna go take a nap?
Happily. We can recap in the
Bluetooth
morning.
mode.
Yeah. And Moira said some stuff went down.
Yeah. It seems she's a little bit more adventurous than most, but luckily she
We're dumb.
took her stumble and went to bed rather than trying to do something else tonight.
True.
But we can discuss more in the morning when I'm not exhausted.
Sure,
Also,
sure.
by the way, I'm waking up very early because I need to go to the herbery.
I mean, you're already awake, so.
Yeah, but I
you
can't.
don't
I'm not.
have to
I
go back
can't
to
really leave.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you're waking somebody else up early, so you can go to
Yeah.
I'll probably let her know like early in the morning. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, so before I walk inside, I'll, as like a second thought or like a last minute thought, I'll turn and say, we did earn a little bit this evening, though, and I'll flick you one of those platinum coins. Boom! And then go inside without saying shit.
Wait, did I get one?
No, he
No,
didn't
I didn't really give it to
He
you.
didn't give anyone one except for her.
Actually, no, I did slide you one, and I
Oh,
didn't
that's
say I
true.
took it back.
That's true. He did do that.
So you both have one, so I
Oh.
still have 2. And I'll give one to Pip in the morning.
Pips doesn't know they exist.
So just, you hold up. Here's looking at you, kid. Take one of those.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks. Thanks, Uncle Noel.
Roll 10
That's
gold,
the
Richard.
PP one, right?
Yeah. And it's 10, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll... Cool. No doubt. So I'll sit in the alley.
Time was Devon.
Yeah, and the remainder of the evening goes without incident. She doesn't come back down even once.
I did take her a cup of like chicken hot broth, just for.
Me?
Yeah, it's cold outside.
Oh,
I thought
You
it was
abandoned
nice.
your post?
That's so sweet of you.
So you don't know.
I had Gilly take it out for her.
You don't know if the night.
You don't know if she didn't leave because you got up.
Because you had to be a
Trying to be
good
nice.
friend.
But yeah, so the rest of the night passes without incident that you're aware of. And yeah, get up in the
What
morning.
you get for being nice.
Pip and Nolan, you wake up to the early morning. Sounds of the tavern below picking up to be more and more busy.
I'll recap what I found in the discussion I had with Moira for you when you wake up.
So, if he was just a very successful cut purse last night, that's one thing. But if someone put him up to doing that, and he is still alive, he definitely got at least a decent look at me, and whoever put him up to that is going to want to know what happened and why the job wasn't done.
And did you hear? Was he just asking
He just
for
said,
her money?
that's all I heard
The
was he asked for all of her money. That's all I heard. I didn't give him any time to ask for anything else.
It's possible.
Also, I'm pretty sure I gave
told
I gave the
you.
princess a mild electric shock, but she seemed okay.
Well,
She kicked him in the teeth after that, so.
Fair point.
Well, if he does get in the book, we will be able to recognize him by the state of his
Yeah,
face.
would you guys would you? I mean, I know it's dark. Would you guys recognize him if you saw him?
Can I make a perception check? Because I would be the only one. Well, I guess no, he would have gotten a good look too.
yeah,
Yeah.
for the most part.
Rifle through
And
his
he also has
pocket.
a
I mean, I could-
face.
yeah.
Boom!
Got that nat 20.
Yeah, your lightning lit him up real well.
That's a fair point, actually. Yeah. Okay. all right.
You got a pretty good look at him in the flashes
Okay.
of light.
Static
yes.
shooting between his teeth.
Yes, as long as there's lightning near his face, I will recognize him.
Well, good. Well, at least it's stormy outside.
I mean,
Is
you
it
did
still stormy?
11 damage with that first blast. Yeah, you blew out one of his teeth.
Boom.
I rolled a friggin' 1.
So he's
Nice.
missing a tooth. Good to know.
Yeah, that'd be nice
Oh.
to know. Also, Noah got a good look at him when he robbed him. So
I did. When I reallocated his funds for the good of all.
To the save the princess.
It is
It's
actually.
karma.
It's going towards the goal of
No.
protecting this princess.
yeah, all
That's
probability is that money will be spent towards that end. So that's
true.
I have no moral qualms with that. Not that I would have either way, but anyway, what are we having for breakfast?
Well, I think someone needs to go to the
I need to take a walk.
herbery. Herbery? Mm-hmm. Herbery.
Herb. I need some herbs.
What are you getting for the herb? Wait,
Some
that what
boat herbs.
boat herbs. Ooh, I need some boat herbs too. I'm gonna go to Oryx with her. We got eyes on the princess yet?
No, how'd she come down from?
She has. You guys are meeting. Are you still up in your room? Having this
No,
conversation?
no, we're having this
downstairs.
downstairs.
Downstairs. Quietly.
She
Tucked
has,
in the corner.
She has not come down as of yet. The handmaiden has come downstairs. And she's just getting some. Like she's sitting at a table and.
I know her name is Hildebrand, but I keep wanting to call her Broomhilda.
And there is more food being brought to her table than she would reasonably eat by herself. Like it's being set in 2 places.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks like the princess is gonna be coming down soon, so you should probably leave.
Yeah, fair point. I don't want to risk it. I don't think she would notice me, but there's not a lot of other gnomes other than Gilly, and definitely don't look like that guy. So.
Yeah. You want herbs or princess?
Well, what I want is magic clothing store. But
We only have till 10.
yeah, we only have so
Yeah.
much time.
Is there any vendors in the boat?
Mm-hmm.
Any vendors in the boat?
I mean, I can stay and keep an eye on the princess while you guys all go shopping.
I'll get you.
Because everybody knows how much I hate shopping.
Yeah, I just didn't think about this until now.
It's fine.
Oh god. Is Gilly serving this morning? Is he around?
Gilly is not
Gilly's
presently here. He
But
was
there's-
working the later half of the day, the busier half of the day.
So there's another server in there then?
Yeah, Mikhail.
Mikhail? Okay.
What can I get for you?
Mikhail, it sounds like we need breakfast, but I was curious if you knew about any store that sold magical sundries or anything of that sort between here and the docks.
Between here and the docks, you probably have to go deeper into the commerce district for that. Not really between here and the docks, so to speak.
But not terribly far?
It's a bit of a walk, but not so far that you can't make it in pretty quick time. You say not far from the docks. Do you have a ship to catch?
Yeah, our boat we're catching this morning.
Sure, this morning, so shore striker then.
Yes.
If you're hasty about your pace, then yes,
Okay.
you could probably make it, as long as you don't spend too much time shopping around.
Sure. Yeah. It's a quick trip.
Illithander's is probably the place you'd want to go. I don't know what his stock looks like these days. I don't quite have the coin for it myself, but it's probably where you'd want to go.
Okay. I appreciate the direction.
What are you looking for?
Me?
Magical sundries. He's been over this.
Sundries of a magical nature.
Nature.
Yeah, there we go. I was going to look for something to. Well, once Mikhail leaves, I'll have this conversation.
Yes. Yeah. Wait a minute. And then ask
So any foods?
Yeah, we're.
Oh, yes,
is-
breakfast. Breakfast, please.
Yeah, porridge and or oatmeal, whatever's available. With
And
breakfast
you'll
option.
both-
Got a pretty good porridge.
Yeah, porridge. Yeah, porridge is
I
good.
presume you two are already taken off by this.
Yeah,
point.
we were hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a pretty good porridge.
Pip's gonna eat
You
Ernst
got
for
moldy hand
breakfast.
size.
They're not moldy yet.
On the outside.
It's been a while.
And for you, my fine-horned friend.
Oh, same. Thank you. Same.
Sorry, we don't see a whole
That's-
lot. I mean,
A fine horn.
your kind pass through
You're horny.
As long as they're
occasionally.
fine.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
I have nothing against them.
I thought you said fine
Flash
orange.
my eyes to a different color. Porridge sounds great.
All right then.
Thank you.
Walks off. Comes back a little bit later with your porridges, giving you two time to
And
have a
while
small
he's
discussion.
gone,
My intent would be to find something to help do disguises. Or,
Oh.
if not to disguise us personally, but some kind of clothing that could be easily reversible, or
good idea.
to where if we are tailing her, you can change enough to where she's not going to recognize you when you are doubling back or anything.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't need any help with that in particular. But while you're there, I can make other people a little extra sneaky, but I can't do that to myself. So if you help me find any clothing that will help with that sort of thing, and it's not
That
too
way.
crazy expensive,
Under the table.
let me know.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be kind of like a trip there and then a trip to the boat.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
like if it's,
Do you want to give me some
well, if you find anything,
funds? I only have so much.
yeah, I'll give you. Do I have any idea how much something like that would cost, like a cloak that would help my stealth or something?
You doubt you have the money.
Okay, cool.
Magic items in 5e are
Expensive as clothes.
expensive and not super common.
Yeah.
Like, except for the lower magical items, like potions and occasionally some scrolls and stuff like that.
Okay.
The cloaks and the items that actually do things for you are a bit pricey.
Never mind. I'm good.
Okay.
I got that magic shit for that, so.
Yeah.
So you take off on your way then after breakfast. Shortly after you, like while you guys are having this discussion, Princess comes down, sits down at the table, starts having her food, starts having her meal as well.
Sure.
So I'll just hang out while they're all shopping.
Okay. So you take off.
Yeah.
You guys get to Oryx, and it's just a kind of like an apothecary kind of shop. Just an elderly man sitting behind the counter.
Check for illicit drugs.
Welcome in. How
Hello.
can I help you this morning?
So we're going on a boat ride, and we get terribly sick. So we want something that is gonna help us with that, but not cloud or judgment or, you know.
Unless it's maybe in the good way.
Yeah. Maybe just a little.
So,
Or both.
well,
The Dramamine plant.
are you prepared to... I'm sorry, what?
Oh God.
What did you take?
Oh, where did he go?
It's gonna take a while.
Are you opposed to using a pipe, or would you rather it be something you can eat?
I have a pipe, so
Oh,
I think
Water pipe.
just a pipe. Candle.
I will also happily smoke a thing, but would need to purchase a pipe.
okay. Well, I have some herbs out of the
By
west.
pipe, I mean an apple.
I have some herbs out of the west that are particularly suited for easing a stomach sick by the ocean, and making one feel a tiny bit floaty at the same time.
How long does the effect last for?
That depends on how much you take of it at a time. A good pipeful will last you about 3 hours for the floatiness, and about 8 hours for the easing of your stomach.
So let's see.
2 months worth.
Yeah. No. Okay. I'll take 7 doses.
We're going on 2 months on the boat, so.
Oh, that's a long ride. Okay. And you said you'll also need a pipe.
Yes.
Okay, well, it'll be
A gentleman's pipe.
a gentleman's pipe. It'll be 2 silver for the pipe, and 7 doses, you said. 7 pipes full.
Yes.
Will be, we'll say, 3 gold.
Okay. Also, do you trade in potions?
Yeah.
What kind of potions are you looking for?
Of the medicinal variety.
For the battle-ready traveler?
Indeed, sir.
Oh, I don't particularly stock those. Mine are mostly just herbalic remedies. But there is a shop 2 or 3 down that they deal more with that variety of thing.
Thank you. And last question. Is there a common man's tailor nearby? One who might have some ready-made items of a person for my stature.
I mean,
Is there a kid's store nearby?
Oh, well, I mean, there are
I'm
several
looking.
places in town that are...
Osh gosh bagosh something.
Like a Build-A-Bear workshop, maybe.
Ironwood Tavern, not sponsored by Oscar. There's a few tailors around. A couple places down sells clothing specifically for your kind.
Baby
Like
gap.
regular pants and
Specifically for your kind, and then there are a couple of places that do clothing for children. Yes, but
Okay,
the
well,
proportions are a bit different.
agreed. Trust me, I know.
No, he said children's store, not children's clothing store.
Buy
a child.
How much do you want?
About the same.
Okay, and you don't need a pipe. So
I don't need a
just-
pipe. I can make a
just
pipe
the-
out of anything.
Just the 3 gold, then.
Like an apple, soda can.
Apple, carrots, potatoes.
Thank you, sir.
Cans.
Oric, I presume.
Yeah.
A fine day to you, sir.
And to you.
And then Pip's gonna go try to find that tailor.
Okay.
Am I going with you or should I go head back?
What's your call?
I don't know, maybe alone anymore.
What's that supposed to mean?
She just won't leave you
Maybe
alone.
they're following you.
She's very attached.
Yeah.
Maybe you can help me pick out an outfit.
Yeah.
You make it to the shop that you were directed to.
Yeah.
What did I say? Lathender's.
Uh-huh.
Good day to you, sir. How can I help you?
Morning.
Morning, indeed.
I am in need of an item, or I'm in need of clothing that I can easily alter. Hopefully in a magical fashion, or just something that I can
So I wrote that.
wear to help me appear less easily to those that are looking for someone.
Make sure I remember I have that. 7 servings,
I
right?
think the easiest way to go about that would probably be, I don't know if I have any clothing of that nature readily available. But if you or somebody that you know is able to utilize scrolls, I could perchance have some scrolls of disguising that would change you.
Could be useful.
Either in whole or just your clothing. It's kind of at the discretion of whoever reads the scroll.
Certainly. Could be interesting. How much would such an item run? I know, it's really frustrating, isn't it? I think common is like 50 to 150, and then uncommon is 150 to 500. Rare's like 500 to 1,000, and then
Yeah, it's a
How do you get
very broad table.
it's a lot of rolls.
Yeah. Well, let me check my stock first and see if I actually have anything ready of that nature. I do have one available. It is my last one, but it's not really been an extremely popular item. 45 gold.
45 gold. Sure.
She's watching.
He identifies as a 6-year-old.
You little person! Little person!
Yeah, it's a fair question.
It is. It is a fair question. It's for all the children that we have hidden here.
Yeah. Also
See,
a
do
question
I
that
have
needs to be
much
answered clearly.
Persuasion? No, I shouldn't try and... Yeah, Noel wouldn't... Actually, yeah, Noel would just make the purchase. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Alright, so yeah, she exchanges you the gold for the scroll.
Okie dokie. 45, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Take the scroll and... is there a tailor or clothing store between here and the docks?
Several.
Several? Any you would recommend?
Most of them are going to be pretty fine clothing between here and there.
Certainly.
Stay away from Garen's place. Seamanship is terrible.
Okay. Avoid Garen's. Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm sitting at the breakfast table,
Have a
like,
nice day.
spinning my fork.
So this
on
is
the table.
this is all taking place. All of this is taking place.
While I'm watching the princess.
So this all takes place at the same time, and then back to you.
Yep.
He's been gone for 10 minutes. You finished your meal.
Yes.
They finished their meal. They thank, what did I say his name was? Mikhail.
Mikhail.
They thank Mikhail. They pay their gold for their meal, or their money for the meal. They go over to Cloudbright, who is behind the counter, and they pay out whatever remaining tabs for stuff that they may have had open. You see some exchange of coins. And then they both leave. Backpacks on and traveling gear.
I will
in tow.
I am assuming that I brought all my stuff down with me from breakfast because I knew that we were going to go to the boat.
From the conversation you had, I presumed you pretty much were all just
Wearing
getting your stuff
Yeah.
and then going.
Right. So I have all my stuff with me already, so I will wait until they exit,
Okay.
and then I will get up and go to the front and give our key back to Mr. Cloudbright and check out of our room.
Okay. And so
Time to
everybody-
fill out a comment card, and we'll get you on Yelp. TripAdvisor, I guess.
all right, so everybody's back out in Port Royal. Ignore the tone because you didn't go through the portal. So yeah, you're all out in Port Royal at this point, all going around the town. So you're following at a small distance.
And they're going towards the docks.
They're going in the general direction of the docks.
Okay, yes, I'll just kind of follow at a distance, keep my eye on them.
You see them they're talking and pointing at a couple of different things. Okay. Make a perception check.
Perception? 11.
Okay. From where you are, watching her closely, you see a guy walk up behind them, and he doesn't it's just kind of walking paced behind them very smoothly, and you see him just reach forward, and you see one hand, looks like from where you are, one hand flicks and the other hand just catches some coins and he walks off.
One hand flicks
you see one hand flicking. You presume that he's using his knife.
on
then-
at the
To
princess,
physically cut the
or
purse.
yeah,
And then he-
on the princess though.
Yeah, and he gets a handful of of coins out of her pouch and just diverges. If you watch him, you see him do this to several.
And he's just moving on. Is he moving away from the docks now?
Yep. He just he's working his way through the throng of people to the people that look like they probably are new to traveling or aren't paying attention.
Yeah.
And gathering just money. And then you see shortly thereafter, the princess and Hildebrand stop and talk for a second, and then Hildebrand nods, and then they go into a store.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I'll just I'm gonna let that guy just go.
Okay.
Does he look like what they described to me the guy from last night looks like, or is he just a random guy? Okay, yeah. I'm just
Doesn't look anything remotely similar to what they described.
Great. I'm just gonna let him go. He got his money, whatever. And so I'll just kind of hang across the street from whatever the store they went into is, and just look for them to come out.
Okay. I mean, it's a windowed shop. You can see inside. It's like a general supply store for traveling gear and things along those lines.
Just kind of lean against the wall and pull out my book and be flipping through it like I'm reading, but keep an eye on there.
So you see the princess and Hildebrand are asking for some stuff. You see the guy reach behind him off the shelf and bring out a box, standard box you see at most places that they keep travel rations and stuff like that in. He brings out a couple, and then you see the princess reach into her purse and gets very confused and talking frantically to Hildebrand and talking to the guy, and he starts to he just shrugs and starts to take the box away, and Hildebrand reaches into her purse and her pouch and brings out some coins and pays.
Welcome to the real world, Eleonora.
Right? You wanted to be a commoner.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Now you're gonna live like one.
So yeah, and then they come out with their rations and start heading back towards the docks, and Eleonora looks a little bit irritated.
Hildebrand, how dare you spend all of our money?
But yeah, and then they just continue on their way to the docks and start heading toward where you go to check in for the Lady Shore Striker.
Cool. Great.
Round about that time, you guys get back to the docks. Well, you're gonna go to your tailor first.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything drawn out, but
Yeah, you can
Just
find
wanted to
somewhere
get-
to get some clothing.
to get another simple, different looking outfit.
Yeah, you can easily find that, even to gnomish proportions.
Excellent. I'm gonna have her help me pick it out though, so I
Yeah.
do some good style.
Oh, great
least-
taste.
And
Style of the
I'm
forest.
looking for like a reversible cloak, essentially something that's got
looks
something on the
great with
inside and
fur.
something on the outside, like
Okay.
different colors or.
Yeah, you can find a couple of those pretty readily.
Yeah.
You looking for something fine or just kind of travel worthy?
Beaver tail.
Something
thing and all
fine
that.
and something travel worthy. So maybe like one of each, possible, and maybe like a hat.
A hat?
Yeah, hats are good.
Magical.
Quick DM question.
Yes.
If I were to cast a warding spell on someone, like Sanctuary, are they aware of that? They don't have to make a save or do anything.
Does it say willing creature?
No, it says you ward a creature within range
Yeah.
against
So
attack.
so they can't make the decision to refuse it or not. So I would assume.
Let me
I
look
just
at the,
don't know
let me
if
look
they
at the wording
notice. Yeah.
on it. Duration is only a minute.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking for future reference.
Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or a harmful
That's a
spell
weak
is
spell,
within
1 minute.
Weak spell. 1 minute. What? Just talk shit over it.
It's 10 rounds of combat.
So
What?
It's 10 rounds of combat.
yeah, we'll say
Oh, that's true.
it's fine.
Yeah. Cast her without her
Yeah.
hand.
It's just like a presence around them, not
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah.
So
And it ends if they attack anybody, so.
yeah.
What did I pay for my new outfit?
That's just what I'm getting to.
Considering-
General clothing. So it's just kind of common clothing, but decent, or you
Yeah.
wanting fine clothing?
No, not fine.
So normally it would be 5 silver, but for your size, it's gonna be 3.
3 silver.
Considering her predilection for kicking people in the face, that sanctuary wouldn't last very long.
And then for
Maybe.
Noel, for your reversible travel. Well, you said you wanted to find one and a travel one.
Yeah, so
For the
presumably in different colors.
so the travel one is basically going to be. We'll say that is 5 silver.
Okay.
And it's made of basically different thin, like a light ounceage leather on each side, stained different colors. And then the fine one is made from nicer clothes, better stitching, things of that nature, and that one is going to be a gold piece
Okay.
for the cloak.
I'll purchase both.
Chase.
The place that me and Pip went to is just a regular clothing store.
Yeah, just regular clothing.
Maybe I got something. Just a change of pants and a shirt.
Okay.
Simple.
So common clothes, 5
Yeah.
silver. Okay. And then you all
And 1 gold is 10 silver?
You all reconvene near the loading point for Lady Shore Striker at approximately the same time. You got there a little bit before everybody else, and then everybody else kind of gets there roughly the same time.
When they all get there, I'll be like, she got the money stolen. What?
Well, hopefully that's not the only funds she has.
Well, King said to protect her. You know, to make sure she didn't get robbed. So,
Alright, so you guys all.
Bevmo. No. One is not Bevmo. What is it? Bevmo? The paying system thing?
Venmo.
Venmo.
Venmo is the alcohol
wine
store.
store.
I do miss that place.
So yeah, you guys are all led up to the line, and ahead of you, there at the docks, it's a rather large ship. It's more like you board a smaller ship in groups, and they take you out to the Lady Shore Striker. It is a very large ship. Looks very well maintained. You don't see a lot of armaments on the ship, but it does have a couple of cannons to protect in case there are pirates and things of that
How's the
nature.
sky looking?
Relatively clear. There's still a couple of lingering clouds from last night's rain, but for the most part, it's pretty clear. So they take you out in small groups out to the ship. Huge masts and sails on the ship. You also do see ports where they could put oars out to just kind of steer the ship if they had to. It would take way more people and way more oar holes than you can, even just looking at it, than you could see to actually get enough people to make the ship move at all. It's just additional steering should it be needed, basically. Very nice stain over the whole ship. It's done like a very deep, rich red with kind of black and gold trim around the tops, and then out from the front of the ship is just like a nice figured mermaid coming out the front. Just done very nicely, carved out of wood. They take you over and put you into kind of like a rigging system of another boat that would be used in the event of evacuation, and just pull you up to the ship to bring you on board, and then it goes back to get more people. By the time you guys get on board, the princess is already on the ship. They just filter you in. Your paperwork was checked back on the shore. They take you on and go to show you where your individual rooms are.
I'm just going to say that the whole time that I'm out on this boat, I've got my Paylor symbol out, not my other one.
Okay. So as you come on board, there's a very kind of tall and fit woman standing there, just kind of watching everybody that comes on board. She's got her hand just kind of resting on her rapier. A shorter, very muscular guy with kind of short, fluffy hair and a very broad mustache stands next to her. And they just stand there greeting you as you come on board. The lady, as you guys come on, notices your Paylor symbol and says, always good to have a follower of Paylor on the ship. Are you one of his clerics, by chance?
I come from a long line of his clerics.
Oh, very good. Always good to have that around in these. We don't find much treachery in the waters of that nature, but
of course.
One never knows.
May his light shine on our journey.
Well, let's hope. It was a little bit. I wouldn't say it was bad enough last night that we would consider calling it off, but it would have made for choppy waters starting out.
Yes, it was rather stormy. The sky seemed to be clear today.
Yes, well, should be rough sailing. Well, welcome aboard. Enjoy the stay. Hopefully it'll be.
Does she look like a captain?
She's wearing. She's got long black hair, pulled back in a tight ponytail. Very observant brown eyes. She's wearing leathers of black with some red and blue designs in it.
Will you be captaining this fine ship?
Oh, I captain her always.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
And you,
Calypso.
Lorelei.
I like that name.
This is my first mate, Edward.
Just kind of nod.
Yes, welcome aboard. The crew will show you to your rooms. Just show them your papers, and they'll get you squared away.
Thank you.
She just stands there waiting for the next group to come on board.
After we get out of earshot, we'll look up. May his light shine on the voyage.
Yeah. That's what they say to each other all the time. Harry, this shit is... trust me.
I mean, I trust you.
She takes it.
So that sort of thing doesn't pop up very often on the water. I think, like, undead sea monsters? Is that a thing?
Not that I know of. right?
You can roll a check.
Religion?
What?
Sure.
Threat?
I'm Booper's cleric. Yep, that's an 8.
You've never heard of any.
I've never actually been. Well, that's not true. I did when I was really little. It's been a very long time since I've actually gone like out on the water for The Shining because love.
Okay.
So I mean, maybe sea monsters exist.
Is that like a religion of our fathers sort of thing for you?
Huh?
Is it just like your rebellion? Like,
I mean, I just don't find it all that interesting.
it's fair.
Yeah.
I
make my own path.
Almost forgot, and I have the packages that the 2 cloaks are in. Pick one.
What? Are they wrapped in the same packaging?
Yep.
This one.
That one. Okay. She got the cheaper one.
Which is the one made out of leathers.
Yeah.
Oh. Cool.
It's reversed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What do I owe you for this?
1 gold.
For this cheap stuff? You think I'm stupid?
It's decent leathers.
Something with silver.
You don't get the other thing then.
What other thing?
Don't worry about it.
Insight
Off
check.
to the cabin.
He's lying.
You can roll an insight check.
I'm going to.
Was it
Not
insight
with that
against my whatever?
Deception.
I mean, you're not telling a lie. So
I'm not telling a lie, so you're just inciting. Yeah, I did get something else.
what is happening here?
11.
I missed everything.
He's not lying. You don't think he's lying. You think he's like, wait a minute. Did he get something else?
Alright. Well, take my little leathers and throw them around my shoulders.
Well, it was a 4 silver
Walk to my
loss.
cabin.
Alright,
Send me
so
the silver.
everybody gets on board the ship. Final boat heads back. And Lady Shore Striker lets down her sails. And you guys start heading out toward the sea.
And Moira, we're gonna
And
make
run
it
to
through
the
this.
front of the boat.
We're gonna make it through this.
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
wait
do it
until I
okay.
get so
We're gonna
sick
do it
until I
okay.
smoke
We're
it.
gonna be alright.
Do you guys want to get drunk already?
Yes.
We saw the princess get on the boat.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Drunk 30.
Yeah, they went out before you. You saw them specifically go on the boat out to the ship. That ship went on. Everybody from that boat. There was nobody on when the boat came back, except for the people running the boat.
And any idea whereabouts her cabin is in relation to ours?
You're not sure.
Not yet.
They all got directed to their rooms before you guys got on the
We'll
ship.
figure it out.
So,
Do some recon, yeah.
so I will ask this question because it's a 2-month journey. Does anybody have anything specific they want to do during a 2-month journey on a boat out at sea?
I mean, what can you do on the boat?
Dice games, card games, eat, drink. Whatever.
Other than keep an eye out for that guy.
Or any guy who
Or
might
any
be
guy.
fucking with the
Yeah.
princess
Yeah.
and Hildebrand.
Okay, so you're just kind of generally keeping a watchful eye across Brunhilde. Got me. Across Hildebrand and Eleonora. Just to make sure that there's nothing fishy going on or anything along those lines.
Fishy.
Nothing fishy on the ocean.
Okay, so
I would kind of like to maybe learn to use some good knots, maybe from the sailors.
okay.
Some gnats.
Knots.
Captain Time Gnats.
Captain,
anybody
I'll be
seen that
roll
the
me.
knot captain.
Gotta look up drinking out of cups.
Oh, okay.
Drinking up motherfucking cups.
What do you have in survival? Do you have points in survival?
Yeah, I do. It's +4.
+4. I mean, so you've got a basic knowledge of. You're looking for ship rigging knots.
Yeah,
specifically.
I'm like because I know that those boat guys, they got good knots.
Okay, so
They got the,
that's right.
they got the good ones.
We got
That's
some
right.
good knots.
So roll me 5 dexterity saves. You're looking for at least 3 out of the 5 to be 15 or higher.
Well, that's 2. They're not going to make because that's 3 of them. And that's a 4, an 8, and an 8. But actually, so yeah, it's 12s and 8. So
no, I mean they show you how to do some knots, but everything they keep showing you is really intricate and weird, and you're like, I'm just gonna do trapping knots. I've done trapping knots for 85 years. I'm just gonna keep doing trapping knots.
85 years.
These knots were good enough for me when I was a kid, and you guys have got your fancy knots.
These newfangled knots.
They're busy and they're showing them to you at pace.
Yeah, so it's not exactly like a lesson. It's a
you can watch me do this, but I've got a job to do.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Okay, that's fair.
So, all right. Anybody else? Anything specific?
Want to learn to drink like a sailor over there, Mr. Pip?
Pip already knows how to do that.
Yeah, I take offense to that. Pip takes great offense to that. Pip would like to see if he could exercise his criminal contact.
Okay.
In just to try to connect with anybody on the ship that might be amenable to the just pass some information or hearsay or rumors about anybody on the ship or anything about Judicar that might be pertinent information.
Pertinent in what way? You want to just try to get help keeping tabs on the princess?
Yes, and or maybe current events that may be going on, things that might have some sort of effect on our stay, or because Pip is pretty ignorant when it comes to this. The only time he's been outside of King Eventide's kingdom was for the arena.
Okay. High or low? You don't really find anybody. Well, you talk to some people, and nobody really has any updated current events of that kind of nature that you're looking for. You do find one person that's kind of pseudo-willing to help you keep an eye on somebody. I'm presuming you didn't give specifics at first.
Yeah, no.
He's willing to like kind of help keep an eye on people just to keep track of where people are for price.
So I will thank him for the offer, and if and only if a situation arises where I feel like that is necessary, I will come back and ask him about it. As it stands, I don't think that's necessary. I don't want to clue anyone else in on any information they don't need to know.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything during the sailing time? Smoking your pipes, keeping your eyes out.
Smoking a pipe.
Do we hear anyone talking like about the princess during the journey?
No, not really. I mean, occasionally you hear like a, "Hey, did you hear the princess is Princess Eleanor is like traveling? She's getting out of the world." Like kind of just.
But nothing like treacherous.
General conversation, like she's actually trying to get some experience. Maybe she's not such a like float about after all kind of thing. Like just general rumor mill bull crap.
Oh my god! Did you see her blouse?
Yeah.
I'm just picturing this conversation happening, and she's like walking past behind them.
Yeah.
Princess Eleonora? I'd love to see her.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
Alright, so
Sounds loud.
that's the town. That's church bells. So you're out.
Sea church. Sorry, go ahead.
You are out at sea for about a month, a little over a month. Salty air has been getting to everybody, much as it did on your last journey. The time has been passing pretty slowly. Lots of dice games, lots of card games, drinking and food. Not a whole lot. not a whole lot has been going on so far. I mean, it's been pretty smooth sailing thus far. You haven't really had any issues. One night it's kind of like a light rain, but nothing too turbulent. At about this time, though, like the wind starts to pick up a little bit more than you've seen so far. Like, it's been a pretty good breeze, enough breeze to help move the ship with the sails, but it's kind of swirling from different directions at this point. The sails start to billow. The water starts to get a little bit choppy. The ship starts to rock a little bit more. You both take a nice deep drag from your pipes.
Yeah.
You can see kind of a light cloud cover of dark clouds starting to move in across the sky. It starts to darken a little bit. A couple of flashes of lightning here and there off in the distance. Just kind of builds. The crew's kind of like starting to notice. They're trying to tighten the sails a little bit more to make it work for them than against them. The rain starts slowly coming in as the clouds get thicker and thicker above you. The winds pick up even more, rocking the ship, creaking the mast. Kind of builds. The crew's trying to figure out what to do, what's going on. The wind is coming kind of not from one specific direction, it's kind of hitting from multiple places and making the sails pretty much useless. You kind of slowly drift kind of to a stop with winds not pushing you any particular way. From the distance, a ways out, the clouds kind of come down and touch the water. Thick in all directions around them. The winds pick up even more as these clouds seem to slowly, just very, very slowly, drifting in towards the ship. More lightning passes through the sky over the ship. The sails become even more useless. They're trying to rein them in, but they're just billowing in the wind. They just can't seem to quite get them under control. Crew starts to go frantic.
Does this look natural?
Roll an Arcana check.
Arcana?
Yep. Or in nature.
Experience with the sea, otherwise I'd be rolling.
15?
Doesn't quite seem natural.
Okay.
No, I mean you've been out to sea several times when you were younger.
Yeah.
You never encountered a storm like this.
Okay.
You certainly haven't. You may have, if you'd like to roll a history check, maybe, or a nature check. You've done some traveling.
It'd be history since all my nature stuff would be for the forest, and a natural 1, so I probably haven't. Ever,
no, you haven't really experienced this. Yeah.
Where am I?
So the clouds start closing in tighter around the ship. You start to hear faintly in the distance kind of a rhythm, a little bit of a chanting. Hit. Roll either a history or an Arcana check.
This is Arcana. Natural 20 is 24.
You have heard of, kind of specific to this planet, of something called war chanters. And you know that when they combine their power and their strengths, they can make great things happen.
Okay.
On the battlefield...
Are these people or beings?
Yes. Yeah. You've never seen it in person. There haven't been any wars great enough to cause a need for them. But they're greatly feared on the battlefield and quickly sought after to split up the group.
Are they politically affiliated?
Usually they're dedicated, like, it is not a specific group of people. It is a type of artistry of magic.
Gotcha.
Closing in, as the clouds close in tighter around the ship, you start to hear the beating of drums in the distance. A pounding echoing as the thunder diminishes from strike to strike. You hear these drums in the background. You see the princess out midship, talking with a man that you paid no attention to. You've never seen her talk to him before. You've never seen him approach her before. They're just standing there, having a conversation, looking around, looking up at the sky. The princess kind of looks off to the side of the ship, towards a section of the dark clouds. The rains come to a stop as you seem to be kind of in the center, in the eye of this storm.
And we can see the princess.
Yeah. The man and the princess start walking toward the front of the ship, up toward the point. And they're still having a conversation. They're walking calmly, holding hands, like not holding hands, but like close by. He does then take her hand. She points off to the side of the ship. She reaches forward and takes his other hand. They disappear.
Damn it.
Moments later, a ship cascades out of the darkness, much larger than the Lady Shore Striker, and rams her clean through. And that's where we'll call this session.
Oh, man. I hate boats. What did I tell you?
Boats.
Boats are fucking bullshit.
Boats.
I mean, unless you guys want to play the Midnight Tonight, again, that's where we'll call this session.
That's a great spot.
But between now and next session,
What did the guy look like?
What did the man say?
What did the madman do to Baxter?
between now and next session, do level up to 2.
Oh, finally!
I got spells, bitch.
So that will be your level 2. He was a tall man with very tanned skin. He's been out at
Like an Antonio Banderas type.
it looks like he's been out to sea quite a bit.
A conquistador.
He's gotten a lot of sun. He had very short cut black hair. And before they disappeared, kind of a small magical energy did appear around him and then envelop her.
So it looks like he casts something.
Yes. He was wearing very fine clothing. You didn't really get a good look at it because that was your first time seeing him. But
Guys, we were doing so well until we got on the boat.
I was so sneaky beaky, she barely even knew it was me. I was doing so good.
Cool. Super cool. Boat?
This boat ain't the bomb. Maybe there were 2.
Alright.
you got level 2.
Yeah.
Level
I'll teach you how to do your
Yes, I
leveling.
have no idea.
We'll go through that.
Amy, there were 2 bombs. There was this bomb
Get invoked duplicity.
and your butt. Your butt is one.
But did someone set you up the bomb?
No, I was not set up the bomb. It's been a long time since I was set up the bomb. All my base still belongs
Invoke
to me.
duplicity.
But there you go. We got some follows
I heard
and
them.
stuff during this stream. So I'm going to duck over here real quick and we'll do some shout outs on that. Thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Sorry I did not acknowledge those follows during the stream. We are, for D&D nights, we are a low chat interaction stream, so that we don't break our immersion. Let's see, we had, to be able to, did his resub. We got a follow from Scrumpox. Sniper Guy Gaming, ZZ Mojo, and Alternate Heroes. And then we also got a host from Sniper Guy Gaming with 8 viewers. Thank you very much, Sniper Guy Gaming, for bringing your people over to our stream. Much appreciated. Yeah, guys, if you enjoyed our stream tonight, do feel free to hit that follow button up top and let us know, and join our other viewers today, so that you can be sure to tune in next time. I am going to start on Friday days.
The dice are not kind to me.
Yeah. On Friday days, I am going to start running during the day. I'm going to start doing a rerun of the previous 2 sessions, starting in the morning, as a rerun on the channel, so that people can catch up for anything that they may have missed during that stream, during the previous stream, so they can be caught up for our new show. We do need to figure out what we're doing for next month, other than setting up a group timing to go see Emily as Wednesday Addams in the Addams Family.
Yay!
But
CBD creepy for fake.
Right? But we'll have to figure out what we want to do game-wise, because, and this is why I've been dreading that being where because I knew tonight is going to be where we stopped off. So I really didn't I don't want you gone for the next sessions, because they're kind of pivotal. So we'll have to figure something out. Like I suggested previously, maybe we'll do 2 games of Roll for Shoes or something, just some light role-playing something to keep the pattern going, and then we'll resume the campaign once the play is finished. Sounded like you were going to suggest or ask something.
Well, I know, but we want to keep the Friday night stream pattern.
Yes.
I'm like, can we play on a Sunday?
Yeah, because I do want to follow the timing for the stream stuff.
And I work Sundays.
It's just getting so good.
And she works Sundays as well. So
see, I could run the Halloween one shot that I did last year.
You could do that. I am not opposed to giving up.
Since you won't be there, so
I'm not opposed to giving up the DM seat for a night or two to be a player for a little bit. I'm perfectly fine with that. If you're fine DMing for stream, then
our group hasn't played in a little while, so
yeah. So if you wanna do that, and if you guys are fine with doing that for 2 of our nights, just to keep the pattern going, or
it was kind of a creepy Halloween one-shotty kind of a deal. There's ghouls and spoopy situations and stuff. It's a good time.
Nice.
Well, so you guys will play on the 3rd and the 17th. That's the next. Are we going every other from this Friday?
From tonight?
Does that work for everyone? Is that? If you want to check calendars real quick to make sure.
I guess either way I have to miss 2 sessions, so
yeah.
it doesn't matter to me.
Personally, I would prefer to skip the 3rd.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to be wanting to be sitting down a whole lot at that point in time. Just FYI. Because I'm doing the responsible thing. Snip, snip. On the 2nd. So I'm not going to want to be...
Okay.
I'm not going to be wanting to... I'm not going to be wanting to...
what are you guys doing on the 2nd?
I'm planning very specifically to get hemorrhoids on the morning of the 3rd. Yes, to TMI the entire Twitch chat, I'm getting the snip snip on the 2nd. So
live on stream.
No, not live on stream.
Aaron, I like where you're going. And Aaron, it's just the Wormwood dice tray. So it's a black poison wood. If you want to know for certain, but
his dice box.
He messaged me
dice
separately,
tray.
and I was too lazy to message him back because I know
Rude.
he's watching. Yeah.
Yes.
No, not from Amazon. It's actually like the Wormwood dice tray, like the legit one.
You should. Where's your? You put it away. Okay.
much
I
is
can
that
pull it
thing?
back out.
We can link him or something.
It's worth it.
But yeah, they're super cool.
I'm worth it, baby.
I'm gonna make one for Mirza out of the same spalted wood stuff that I have in my.
It's the Wormwood. I keep it in a box. I keep my box in its box.
Put your box in a box.
Well, where else are you going to keep a box?
And you have a dice vault.
I do. So the way my parents did it was...
Fair enough.
My mom
Touché.
bought me the dice vault, and then she got it engraved with my initials on one side,
That's the
and then it says Wormwood on the other, and then the actual Wormwood tray. And it's got Wormwood box. But It's black poison wood.
Yeah, see, and they do exactly what I'm going to do for Mirza's.
Although,
Plywood bottom.
yeah.
Because if you're going to cover the top of it with leather, there's no point in
Yeah.
using nice wood on the bottom.
I never actually looked at the bottom, but yeah, it's just flat. But yeah, no, this is I love this tray. It rolls so nice, especially with having metal dice now.
Yeah.
Like they just don't. Because when you roll dice on something like this, it slides so easy, but this it like refuses to ever slide.
I have to use my notebook like to roll them off.
Yeah, but yeah, I've got some of
I'm gonna
these.
blame my rolls on that tonight.
Yeah.
I just need a dice box.
That's why I always like
Never roll above a 6.
That's why
Yeah,
even like
9.
for his game, I don't roll
Once.
in the box because the walls are high, so it's hard to see because it's supposed to be my DM's box. But I still usually will bank them off of the side, so they get that little bit of
Yeah,
yeah.
because it was like I think we were in Sun River for Thanksgiving, and my mom was like, "I have no idea what you even want for Christmas anymore." And I was like, well, let's just be ridiculous. And I sent her the link to Wormwood, and I was like, anything from here would be amazing. It's like, but I really don't expect you to spend that kind of money for a Christmas gift. Like, you don't have to buy me anything. And then, so then on Christmas Day, I got the Dice Vault.
Nice.
I was like, this is so cool. And then I was looking online, I was like, I could just buy the dice tray. It's only like $125. I could do it. Like I just got all this money for Christmas, and my birthday's coming up in a couple days. But then I took my mom's advice again, and she said never buy anything for the entire month of Christmas. Like she was like, never buy anything the entire month of December. At least not anything that's like valuable. And I'm glad I didn't, because then on my birthday we went to Nagoya or whatever. Yeah, over there off. Yeah, the sushi steakhouse place. And I got the dice box.
Look out, guys! Aaron's thinking about stuff.
Aaron, are you gonna?
That's a dangerous thing.
That would be a fun project. I kind of wanted to make a dice box before I got one.
I'm making one for her out of the same spalted wood that I had for my DM screen.
Yeah,
because I've still got some of that left.
I went back to Woodcrafters, and they still had some spalted sheets. But they were like different heights.
Oh yeah.
And
but for a dice box, it's not the worst.
Well, I was thinking about the DM screen.
Oh, for the DM screen, yeah.
And I kind of want something darker too.
Yeah. DM screen is nice to have.
I mean, I guess I could stain it if I really wanted to.
True. I do have some stains.
Well, any Friday in May, except for the very last Friday in May works for me. So.
Okay, so what would that put our schedule at?
The very last Friday.
It's the 28th or something like that.
Oh, the 27th.
So I mean, if that puts us playing.
Well, the 31st.
That's right when I can play again. Because my show closes the 26th.
Yeah.
Or the 25th.
But that's okay, so we'll...
Bummer.
So what's the... If that puts us playing on the 3rd, I'll just get a fucking donut and deal with it.
Well,
we
you
have
won't
one.
be able to play on the 3rd,
Yeah.
right?
I won't, no.
Yeah.
No, but I mean for our...
Gotcha.
So, like, I'm out the 3rd through the 24th, and then he's out on the 31st.
Right, but I mean so that we can still at least do 2 nights in May.
Sure.
We'll just do like Sawyer's Game. Is that a 2-episode game, or is it just like a 1-night thing?
It's kind of a 1-night thing.
Okay, so we can do Sawyer's Game 1 night, and then I can do a roll for shoes 1 night or
Yeah, we'll figure
something.
something out.
And then if one of those nights to keep on a schedule needs to be on. Well, I mean either way, because we would be down one of you either way.
Yeah.
So if we can avoid it so that I don't have to be sitting for long periods of time on the 3rd, then that would be great.
That makes sense.
Then that would be fantastic.
So back with this campaign on June 7th?
June.
Oh, June. That's so.
Yeah, sounds so far. We'll get on Discord and we'll figure out the exact timing of the dates.
Yeah, the only. Yeah, and I have the only Friday in
Have a good one,
June.
man.
Thanks for a great time.
Alright,
Thanks for
see
hanging
ya.
out, playing.
Not Uber Eats. I need my calendar. Get out of here. June.
But yeah, so we're gonna head on over to Chris Tabletop Gamer Crew. I know you guys can't see me, but you can hear me. We're gonna head on over to him. He was in here earlier, hanging out with us for a little bit before he had to go do his stream. He's a cool cat, and yeah, we're gonna kick off that raid, going over there, let him know where you're coming from. And again, if you guys and gals in 57 Chevys enjoyed the stream, click that follow button up in the top right. Let us know so we can see you guys again back here later. And if you want to follow me over to Chris Tabletop Gamer Crew, that would be greatly appreciated. What else do we want to do? Let's do a quick round of ale.
Great viewing there, Aaron.
Great job watching.
My chat is like,
Round of ale for
my chat won't load.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
making a maker.
Connecting.
Oh,
all
right, guys.
You're not signed into the Wi-Fi.
We will catch you guys
I
next
was.
time. Till then,
It's not-
peace, love,
I was
Was
Tavern.
your Wi-Fi off?
No, not all the time because it was on Ironwood. It's still not working.
Oh, did you see that? What did he say? He DM'd